I might be live. Am I live? Tell me in chat if I'm live. I don't stream very often, so I need some feedback here. Okay, learn more. Ultra low latency? Do I want ultra low latency? Live! Yay, I'm live. Alright. Cool. Alright, I'm Ronald Rules Lawyer. Thank you for joining me today. I don't see how many people are watching. My display here is not showing that. But everyone give a thumbs up, because that helps boost it and get it in front of more people. So there is a recent video put out by XP to Level 3, which is one of the largest TTRPG channels. Jacob is the guy who runs that channel, and he is primarily covers D&D. But in this recent video, it's an edited video of his group playing Pathfinder. Now, this isn't the first time Jacob has played Pathfinder. In fact, he's a few dozen sessions in, and that's Megan, my cat, always wanting to be heard on my streams. All right, come on, Megan. You enhance my content all the time. Where's Megan? She's been meowing at me. Whenever I start to talk to people on my computer, she starts to meow at me, thinking I'm ignoring her. No, I do not speak a fourth language. For people watching in the future, I just recently put out 2 videos explaining Pathfinder, one in Spanish and one in German. So it might be a shock for some people to hear me speaking English right now. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, he put out a video. Jacob has been playing Pathfinder 2E as part of a group on the Arcane Arcade YouTube channel. They've been streaming it for like a year now, and I remember watching the first several episodes. I have so many other things competing for my time, so I haven't followed since the first several episodes. But I remember seeing Jacob being really excited and saying, "Oh my God, Pathfinder's so cool!" And I really was happy to see that. Being who I am, before I started the YouTube channel, I was a teacher of an after-school middle school class with 30 middle school students, and yeah, that's just me. I just love seeing other people discover what I love, and that's why I had the class, actually, to begin with. I'm almost exclusively a game master, and I'm usually the person who teaches the board game on board game day when me and my friends get together. I'm looking at chat. Oh my God, I'm a streamer. I'm looking at chat. Yay. Thank you, Husk Hunter. Thank you for the kind words. Okay. All right, so I see a comment about a moment in the video, and I know what that moment is. Now, this unfortunately... Oh my God, 93 viewers? I didn't know I was so... that there'd be so many people. I hope I please you all. But yeah, unfortunately I need to be thinking more as a YouTuber. The moment I saw this video, my first thought had to be I needed to make content of me reacting to it. I unfortunately watched through like 75% of it, I think, before it came to me that I should do this. So it's not gonna be like, you're not gonna see my eyes bugging out of my head. I mean, like, what the fuck? You're not gonna see that today. You'll have maybe some more thought through thoughts today. Maybe that has its own advantages. But who knows? Maybe the last half hour is completely it goes crazy and goes off the rails. We'll see. Cool. All right, content. All right, so I don't know if you guys have heard background music. I'm gonna do a sound test and show one of XP to Level 3's other videos. This actually, I think was the video immediately previous to this one, where the similar format, and the title of the video is I tested how, quote, backwards compatible, unquote, 2024 D&D really is. By the way, I have been from the beginning refusing to call it 2024 D&D. It's 5.5. Hello. Well, I was calling it 6th edition before it became clear that they weren't, the possibility was closed off that they would make any serious changes addressing some long-standing complaints about the system. But 2024 is a stupid name because it's not always going to be 2024. And hello, your monster manual was released in another year. Hello. Cool. All right, let's do a sound test and see how this video. I just want to hear. Can you hear the video adequately? And is it too loud or too soft? So here's this other video that he released.
Hello, darling. Ma, your magical boots are looking delicious. This video is sponsored by U2's with their new officially licensed merchandise.
All right, how's that
from
volume?
Baldur's Gate 3.
And can you hear
Look
me?
Look at these little guys. They're super high quality. They got characters from Baldur's Gate 3.
I'm probably going to pause
vinyls
when they talk too. I don't like talking over a video because I don't like missing anything.
Break in half, contrary to how
perfect audio, I am told. All right.
And also look at the little Tara.
All right, I'm curious too.
I also love that most.
I also want to check how many views this video got. I'm curious because I want to know if covering Pathfinder, you know, necessarily drastically lowers its view count, because that's been said a lot. Like, a lot of creators feel like they need to cover D&D exclusively because the moment they talk about another system, they lose a lot of views. And people who know me know I try to relate to the D&D audience and the algorithm and try to insert D&D in my titles. It's the reality. All right, so where is this? Videos. Okay, this was 2 months ago, 186,000 views. And I forced my friends to learn Pathfinder 3 days ago, and 127,000 views. Definitely comparable, if not perhaps better. I mean, that's 2 months. What's this, 2 months ago?
Smiling or in a cheery...
December 31st, so 2.5 months, 2.5 months ago. Pretty impressive. This, yeah. And his recent videos at 100. This one from 3 weeks ago has 149K. Yeah, it's doing well. That's great. That's great. Yeah. All right. So here's the video. Here we go. And I want to warn people, I have seen the first 3 quarters, but I will pause with thoughts. Let's get to it. So he's played Pathfinder quite a bit. So this is his first experience GMing it. He also is running the big inner box, and I'm gonna, spoiler alert. Well, it's not really a spoiler. I plan to make a video this week probably, where I draw some conclusions from this video. About, well, first making some comments about this, but also I don't think the beginner box is perfect. I think it could be better in some ways, and I'll share some of my thoughts today in the stream. Okay, here we go.
I love Pathfinder, the TTRPG system made by Paizo that had its roots in 3.5 D&D after 4th edition came out and wasn't really popular with folks, that has now flourished into its own identity of another fantasy role-playing system that isn't the greatest one in the world. While D&D 5e 2024-2014 Enhanced Edition is a very open-ended system that allows for more interpretation within the rules, but just enough of that calculating grind to satisfy the math nerds, Pathfinder 2e is unapologetically grounded in its game design. +1, +2, AC 25, reflex, fortitude! You shove. Okay, roll strength. That's a failure. You don't shove. Okay, you take the shove action. Make an athletics check against his fortitude DC. Oh, you rolled a 10? You critically failed, which means you are now prone. And while you're prone, that means you're off guard. While you're off guard, you have a -2 circumstance bonus to your attack roll. And I gotta be honest, guys. I love it. Pathfinder's wacky. There's
All right, okay. First, I'm so glad Jacob is liking the system. His enthusiasm is great. It's like no nat levels, and it's just really fun to see him get excited about it. And that was a nice little twist to there. Um, I'm honestly not so sure. I guess to someone new to Pathfinder, I think that was a symptom maybe. Okay, Pathfinder is a little more complex with the shove action than D&D is, but D&D is a bit more. You have opposed rolls, don't you? Doesn't each side roll athletics or something? Um, Also, no one does it because um, if you knock them prone, they just stand up, right? And moving them, pushing them a few feet away doesn't really do anything. So what the Pathfinder shove does is, anyway, the 4 degrees of success are cool. And when you're prone, yeah, -2 circumstance penalty to your AC, but you get used to that. Everyone gets used to that pretty quickly. Um, but yeah, it's the kind of like there's more of these what's it called? Uh, what's that? What you have these like lots of cause and effect things. The machine, it's like a something machine. Someone will know in chat. But you have a lot of cause and effects and things uh, affecting each other in Pathfinder, which can be a lot of fun. Someone will know in chat. I'll keep playing.
There's a spell that can turn people inside out. There's a spell that kills somebody and then buries them in the ground and creates a tombstone over where they got buried in the ground.
All right, I'm sorry. I gotta see that. That was really that. I haven't seen this spell. I might have heard about it, but that's so cool. That's so cool. That's a no-natism. Yeah, critical failure. The target takes 160 negative damage. If the target is in contact with solid ground, a grave opens beneath their feet and they fall prone within. The grave then forms a stone sarcophagus-like shell around the victim. The stone shell cannot be opened and must be broken. Ah! And of course, this Pathfinder has AC 10, has statistics, hardness 14. Oh, yes. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I mean, that's I've had a few video ideas that I think is a open season for other Pathfinder creators. They're just cool things in Pathfinder. Like I had my top 5 something spells, like awesome spells video. There's so many things that you could talk. The craziest 5 animal companions. Anyway.
The virgin movement action, bonus action, reaction. Oh no, what do I have all these things I can do. Can I use an action for a bonus action? No, you can't do that. Only things specifically are a bonus action. The Chad 3 action turn. Yeah, you still get a reaction. I think a lot of people look at Pathfinder and they go, oh, that's like D&D, but with a lot more rules. But here's the thing I don't think a lot of people really grasp. Yeah, it has more rules, but the rules make it way funnier and way more dynamic. Rolling 10 below to a target for like a saving throw or an attack is a critical failure, and above 10 is a critical success, and that applies to like everything in the game. So it's really funny to have a guy have like a 30 fortitude DC and technically rolling like a 19 is a critical failure, so you can be like, you fall over prone! And that's what I want to put to the test today.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's just more memorable moments when you have the 4 degrees of success system. You don't need a nat 20 or nat 1, just period. That's just cool. Oh, I guess I'll say a general comment that I've been thinking. Okay, Megan, I am gonna pet you. I think we're having a quiet sea change in the community right now. I think the OGL crisis was obviously a pronounced moment where a lot of people declared that they will have nothing further to do with WotC, and we're going to check out other systems, and Pathfinder being so D&D adjacent being the natural kind of first system people will check out. But, you know, a number of D&D creators who are checking out the system, including people I GM'd on my channel, have understandably been focused, you know, maintain their focus on D&D, because if you rely on well, for a lot of obvious business reasons, there's just a larger audience for it. And I don't know, I think one can overestimate the impact and importance of that, because they're small business people. I mean, that's not the same as the overall community. And I think a lot of people who are less kind of adamant about the OGL crisis, who are just more casual, who are just like, I just want to play a game with my friends, and D&D is more familiar to me, came into this new edition, the 5.5, thinking, okay, let's just see what that looks like. And they didn't follow all of the UA articles or all of the online discussions and debates and arguments before the release. But once it was released, people checked it out, and a lot of people saw it was kind of the same. And, I just think that there's just a quiet majority of people who thought a new edition would bring something new and exciting. There are some things, some new stuff for players, but it's kind of more of the same. And I think there's just kind of given that the OGL happened and there's a loss of confidence in the community with Hasbro, a lot of people are now just kind of, after seeing the new edition, that was like their last chance that they gave it. And so are now checking out other systems. And so, I think there's going to be increasingly more people. It might not be reflected in content creation on YouTube, but just more people just trying out other things. And Dungeons and Discourse had a video recently showing that Hasbro's new financial report doesn't mention Dungeons and Dragons, and their tabletop RPG number, tabletop gaming, they aggregated everything together. Magic, D&D, they only had one number, went down 22% compared to this was the last quarter of 2024. It went down 22% compared to the last quarter of 2023. And this was the launch of a new edition. And that is quite shocking, that it's at the launch of a new edition that you have peak numbers, peak sales. So maybe the numbers were reflected in the digital. Maybe more people bought it digital, but an absolute downward number in the year of a new edition, and the fact that they're not saying how D&D performed means that this new edition has underperformed definitely in terms of sales. So I think, a lot of people were just maybe turned off by by what seems like they're trying to get you into D&D Beyond. I don't know. There's a lot of factors. But I think we're in the middle of a quiet sea change, and I'm glad to see that his video, if you are just tuning in, this video is not underperforming at all compared to his other videos. So maybe we'll see more stuff. And also his usual content, like comedy skits. Like, honestly, even before this video, a lot of times he's kind of complaining about D&D in some videos. It's not really loyal to D&D, let's say. And there were a few videos that were kind of complaining about DMing a high level. I remember one video where the comedy skit where he's complaining about DMing a high level D&D battle. So one sensed a simmering discontent already with his videos. So maybe he'll do more Pathfinder content. That would be great. We'll see. I mean, there's definitely cooler things like that gravestone spell. Anyway, I've been talking a lot, and I've hardly played any of this video. Let's keep going.
Not the prone thing. I think we should all be playing way more Pathfinder. We should be giving it way more of a chance. Myself included. So I gathered all of my friends on a Thursday morning to play the Pathfinder 2e Remaster Beginner Box to drill it into our brains. Full D&D lobotomy. We're just gonna take the whole thing out and learn Pathfinder. So, if any of us reference Dungeons and Dragons, myself included, then we invoke the Wizard of the Coast, and we are punished by the Pinkertons sending a cease and desist. I mean, you have to eat a spicy hot wing. It's not unethical, it's fine. Welcome to Dungeon Delve, where we put the fun to the test. If you're looking for ways to save money and eat better, then look no further than Factor. Factor delivers high-quality, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals straight to
D&D
your
slot
door.
machines. Like, what the fuck was that? I saw that article. A D&D gambling game?
Keto-friendly, calorie smart, and they use all different types of
and then there was the article,
cooked,
Chris
fresh,
Cox
and
statements
just look
a couple
at this black pepper and sage pork chop. Oh my god!
Day or two
There's
ago.
a reason why I keep doing sponsored bits with Factor, because I love
enthusing
it.
about
I really like
AI
to
and
cook,
D&D itself.
A lot of the times throughout the day, I don't really have the time, and instead of just throwing something together that I've got lying around in the fridge, I can throw a Factor in the microwave for just 2 minutes and have a delicious meal that tastes like I cooked it at home. Another reason I love Factor is they offset 100% of their emissions, and they also use renewable energy for their production sites and offices.
Hello, Sorting Helmet.
I love them. I like that they're taking an effort to be green. Factor's here to help you out, so go check out factor75.com and use my code 50fireball to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's factor75.com. There's a link down below, and use code 50fireball to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. I highly recommend it. Go check it out. Link down below. Since the beginner box comes with its own characters, everybody got to pick their character that they were going to play, which made things pretty easy since they'll just have to reference the sheet. Maybe a little too easy. Maybe I should have made them come earlier and make Pathfinder characters at 7 in the morning. Anyways, let's meet our players.
Hi, I'm Emma. I have never played any Pathfinder before. Nothing. I know absolutely nothing about it.
Hi, my name's Dieter. I've only ever really played like a one-shot for Pathfinder. I know about the whole action mechanic, but that's kind of as far as I remember.
Hi, I'm Spencer. I've been playing Pathfinder 2e for about a year now, so I'm pretty accustomed to the rules, but only as a sorcerer. I don't know how to swing a sword. I don't know how to do anything else besides cast some spells.
Hi, I'm Pepper, or Pep if you're nasty. I've played Pathfinder a little bit. Little known fact, it's actually my second RPG I've ever played. I played it in my grandfather's basement in Utah with some friends that I don't really know anymore. I don't live in Utah. And that was 10 years ago. My grandfather's dead, and I think it was first edition. I'm sure we'll be okay. All those are true. My grandfather's dead.
Hey everybody, welcome to Dungeon Delve. Today, we are going to be playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition Remaster with the brand new beginner box that
I see comments. I think Chris Cox, he's the spokesperson to the investors. He's talking to the investors. And Watsy's talking to the players, is my guess. So anyway, but I've yet to see that article in depth, but that's my first comment on that.
Thinking about this here, but with a little bit of a twist. Every time that you guys or I reference D&D, you're gonna have to eat a spicy wing. We have normal wings and cauliflower wings.
I don't think I'm gonna mess up very much. I think I'm gonna be okay. My plan is to just not talk too much about the rules and be very specific about what I'm going to say before I say it.
I think I'm going to do great at this. I have been really thinking about the way that I think about D&D and what I say. I'm not going to eat a single wing.
So, one cool little hack, if you don't know any of D&D rules, you can't mess up.
I think it's gonna be tricky with this whole hot wings thing. I don't think it's going to be a lot of intentional mistakes. I don't think a lot of us are going to be saying like magic missile or anything silly, but I know it's all gonna be the small minutia that get us, really trip us up.
But look, I'm not gonna eat a single hot wing this whole session. I'm gonna be the most boring player because I'm not gonna remember any rules. It's gonna be fine.
So,
right. What if you like hot wings? That's my only thought. Like, maybe someone will, like, get something wrong on purpose.
starting now, from this point on, if there is a deemed reference to that other game, it's a wing. So, you guys don't have characters. That's because this really cool beginner box came with pre-made characters. And I have 4 to give out. I'm going to read them, and then if you want it, then you can have it. So we have Mauriciel the Rogue, and it says, play a rogue if you want to sneak up on foes to deal more damage, steal things without being seen, and excel at a variety of skills.
There's a great part about the beginner box.
It's Skinny Legend.
It's really easy to jump into with these
Then we got
pre-gens.
Valeros the Fighter. Play a fighter if you want to fight on the front lines. Use the best weapons and armor. React quickly to enemy actions. We've got Ezrin the Wizard. Play a wizard if you want to cast spells to devastate foes and protect allies, know secrets about magic and ancient lore, or solve problems with your magic. Then we got Kyra the Cleric. Play a cleric if you want to support and heal your allies with divine spells, know about religious writing and images, oppose and destroy evil undead creatures.
I think I'm going to take the spellcaster, the wizard. I know how to cast the spells, and it'll keep me from having to swing swords and know the rules about that, which I don't know anything about.
Anyway, that's okay. She's played enough Pathfinder. I don't know why she's so. She's played it for a year. I don't know. I think the fighter is not that complicated. You just want to know about the shield raising and the multiple attack penalty. It seems like she has more to deal with, knowing her 5 spells and stuff. Anyway,
I'm seeing my options here. It took me about 4 to 5 years of playing D&D to even touch a magic class, so I'll probably just be the fighter.
Emma, who do you want to play?
Yeah, go ahead.
I really can't decide between the fighter.
oh, I'm gonna say too, the comments about not knowing the rules of D&D anyway and being veteran D&D players is something. It's kind of like a negative stereotype about D&D players that some Pathfinder players have, like, oh, they don't even know the rules anyway. I guess that's because a lot of it is so much as on the DM needing to know the rules or their own interpretation of certain rules, to be exact in some cases. What am I going to say? But Pathfinder kind of demands that the players know how their character works more. So we'll see how that plays out if they have this kind of casual attitude towards learning rules.
Or the rogue. Both of them sound very up my alley, and I don't want to deal with spells. This is a new game. I don't even know how to use spells in D&D, so I'm not picking either one of those.
You want Mauricio the Rogue?
No,
Valeros the
I'll
Fighter?
take the fighter.
Ezra... I knew you were.
I'll probably just be the cleric.
Dieter, do you want Mauricio the Rogue, Kyra the Cleric, or Ezra the Wizard?
Ooh, I could go cleric.
I think either are gonna do me in.
Oh.
I have been playing a cleric recently though, so maybe that would help me.
Oh, okay, so I can take wizard. I mean, look, if I'm learning a brand new system, I might as well just go cleric.
No, yeah, I'll play cleric.
Why are you playing that cleric?
All right, give me cleric.
Cyberpunk Red.
Give me cleric.
Dieter's playing the Cleric.
In Minecraft.
All right, you want Rogue or Wizard?
I'm sorry, little one. I'm gonna take rogue.
You're Wizard. So you guys can take a look at your character sheets. It is everything
so
filled out in
cute.
here.
Sounds like
they're
they got
very
the characters
And you
they
also
should have
have a little
gotten.
backstory on the back.
backstory.
Feel free to stick
on
to
the
it as
back.
much as you want.
Sorry, I'm new to my character sheet here. I'm Mauricio. She's a baddie. She's from 2004. She has fallen on hard times.
Okay, I don't know what that comment is that she's from 2004. I don't know. Is that on the physical sheet? I don't know.
All of her friends that she's known for a long time are dead. She's an elf, the only elf in the party so far, and she's kind of learning to deal with that trauma, but I think in a really bad way, with a dagger and stowing away on a ship.
I'm playing Ezrin the Wizard. He was a noble, but then his dad got into some trouble with the church, and now he is a wizard, but he's old. Got into the game real late.
So I'm playing Kyra. She got everyone she knows killed. She's the only person that survived. I'm not sure she's a good healer, but she worships Seredre.
I'm playing Valeros, the fighter. Honestly,
Oh my god, we have
his
260
backstory
people. Give a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Make it bigger.
A little bit, hits a little close to home. It's a little bit scary. Yeah, but he likes boobs and beer, so I'm gonna have fun with this.
With everybody familiarized with their characters, the adventure begins. The party is hired to go down into...
Ezra's
some
40
lady's
years old? Is he? I need to... Anyway, if someone can
basement
confirm
to
that, that's...
Go stop
Yeah.
this creature that's been eating her stuff. Classic. The small seaside town of Otari is known for its fresh fish and skilled sailors. But for you, Otari is home. You grew up playing on the docks, getting lost in the nearby woods, and hearing
It's never too late to level up. Thumbs up if you know that reference.
the fantastical stories of travelers from faraway lands. Tales of terrifying dragons and virtuous knights. Such adventure always seemed so distant. Until today. Word has begun to spread around Otari that there's a problem down at the Otari fishery. Some are saying that some sort of beast is lurking in the basement, You've received a letter from Tamily Tandervale. She needs a few brave souls to venture down into the basement of her warehouse and put an end to the beast that's feasting on her fish. Do you have
40
the
is
courage
definitely
to
younger
face
than I
the
thought
menace
Ezrin was,
under
because
Otari?
he has a lot of white hair, or gray.
No. Actually, I don't. Sorry, that sounds scary.
Yeah, can we play-
I'm gonna go home.
Yeah, can we play something else?
Okay, we're done. The stairs leading into the basement of the Otari fishery creak with age as you make your way downstairs to find the beast that has been eating all the fish. In the center of the room, between stone pillars holding up the fishery overhead, are barrels filled with salted fish. 2 of these barrels have been smashed open, spilling their contents onto the floor. In the east wall is a large hole opening into darkness. Just a few hours ago, you gathered with a few other adventurers, all of you guys, in the office of Tamily Tandervale's office, where she offered you 10 gold pieces each if you put an end to this menace.
Oh, I only got one.
Dang,
Yeah,
that's
same.
9 more.
100% profit.
She was a 900% profit.
Yeah.
She was thrilled when you agreed to help her with this simple task, but as you make your way downstairs, you can't help but wonder if this might be a lot more adventure than you bargained for.
Bum, bum, bum. Gee, I hope there's no rats down here.
Classic. I love it. I'll do anything for 10 gold. Honestly, I'll kill.
That's the classic, and it's often made fun of how, like, their first adventure in D&D like games is to fight rats in the basement. Anyway, we'll see what happens.
Whoever for 10 gold. The fact that it's just some amorphous beast
Hey, King
that's eating
Lugatun
fish,
Tun, welcome.
I don't have
I plugged your video in 2 languages. Your channel, in fact.
to worry about my morals at all. I'll kill a fish.
This sounds like a good adventure. It sounds simple. It sounds fun. We just have one little task we have to do. Not a lot of lore. This is good. I can do this.
I don't know what kind of beast can fit in this basement. Like a fish? Stinky.
I'm gonna cast a little cantrip.
What would you like to cast?
Can I cast light?
A strange chittering comes from the hole in the wall.
There's a hole. I'm gonna climb in the hole. My entire body. I'm gonna put my whole body in that hole, and nothing bad is going to happen.
You know, from experience, I'm gonna hold back. I'll let the rogue do the rogue stuff. I'll let them search. I'll let them find stuff. We got light. Everything's looking up.
Suddenly, a massive rat the size of a dog emerges from the darkness, and it
getting
isn't
flashbacks.
alone. The giant rats rush towards you, their huge teeth snapping like...
Dang.
What is it? What is it with these rats? Huh? Why do we choose rats? Is it because they're gross? Is it because everyone doesn't like them, so they're like an easy target, and so you know your players will be like, I'm gonna kill that disgusting rat. Is that why?
Everybody make a perception check because we're going to roll initiative. By the way, the map on the board and all the pawns that you're seeing came with the beginner box. I love this beginner box so much. It reminds me of when I first started
Wait,
learning
what?
how to...
I was
we're
reading
gonna roll
chat. What
initiative.
did you just say?
By the way, the map on the board and all the pawns that you're seeing came with the beginner
Oh,
box.
yeah.
I love this beginner box so much. It reminds me of when I first started learning how to play
It's chunky.
TTRPGs. You know, kind of reminds me of something. I just want to say, I love how analog this feels. I love the pawns. I love the map. I love the book. I love not using a device. This reminds me of the Questonomicon. You know what? I'm just going to say it, guys. If you want adventures like this,
Anyway, having taught an after-school middle school class, this is a great gift to people of that age. And a lot of parents would approve because it's so analog, too.
you might as well just get the Questonomicon. It's basically
Wait a minute.
Self-plug.
What's that book?
Yeah,
A
what?
third party of?
Yeah, what's that book?
Yeah.
What do you use to play that one?
Nope, don't take the bait.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's that book in
They're
reference
gonna
to?
think that's Pathfinder.
Yeah.
no.
Your own plug?
No.
You eat one wing. Do we vote?
We vote.
We vote.
Is it just this group that doesn't like spicy hot wings? I just know a lot of people who like them.
Jacob came in here. I was like, oh, it's going to be so hard on you guys. One of us has played Pathfinder before. 2 of us are stupid. Dieter is a professional. All right. And when Jack gets here, off the top ropes, he's going to GM the entire game.
I think he's the
I hope we
GM of
made
the
enough
Eberron
wings
campaign. Yeah.
For him.
The strongest warrior takes the first strike in stride. Give me that wing. I'll suffer a wing for self-blood.
Yeah.
Wow.
Honestly valid, dude.
Go down. Go get
your-
that Questonomicon. I'm gonna run a combat like this.
Oh boy.
Oh, I have no water.
Oh,
Help. What'd you roll?
So, I'm sorry, 12.
So I was more mean than I meant it to be.
No, that's okay. I like a little hostility.
21.
10.
10.
for people who don't know, I did a drunk stream where I ate peppers. What was that called? It was the one where people fought me, a monster version of the Rules Lawyer. I forget what that is called, but it was a live stream on this channel, and there's an edited version. But you can find that if you like seeing people suffer on screen.
Rat's got 18. And Valeros, what did you roll?
I think I was celebrating 10,000 views. It was a 10K celebration. Maybe that's what it was called.
Oh.
10? What is wrong with these freaking dungeons?
I'm glad that you're following through with Jack's rage.
God,
Yeah.
every damn
It's
time
always
these
these fucking rats.
All right, Ezra, I believe you're first then.
Dude, that's a sick name. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very good. So for those of you who don't understand Pathfinder combat, you have 3 actions that you can take on your turn.
Okay.
Everything costs an action. You can see what you can do on your turn as an action. You can stride, you can strike, you can stand, you can leap, seek, interact, drop prone. Those
Jacob is so enthusiastic about the 3-action economy. You just hear it. And yeah, I forgot to call out his pretty yeah, he was not like when he went over the bonus actions in D&D at the beginning. That was he doesn't he likes the system better.
Those all cost different actions, and also all of your abilities cost different actions. When you attack, you can spend all 3 of your actions to strike if you would like to. But every time you strike, after each previous strike, there is a subtraction to it each time. So you get worse at doing it each time. So your first strike will always be the best.
The green one, which is the one in front of Valeros?
Yeah, take your turn slower.
Um,
Yeah, the green one that's in front of Valeros. Yeah.
I'm going to cast Daze on. You jolt the mind of a single target within 60 feet. This deals 1d6 mental damage, and the target must attempt a basic will save. If the target critically fails, it loses its first action on its turn, and it can't use reactions until then.
Rolled 17 on the will save.
That is exactly my DC. It takes 1 mental damage.
Nice.
It gets a little headache. It's like,
Wait, I'm sorry. What was that little
It takes
quick
1 mental
animation?
damage.
Nice.
That is exactly my
Miss? Okay. It succeeded on its save, so I actually should take half of what she rolled, but anyway. Oh, if people are wondering, yeah, I think some people who are watching this video are watching to see the rules lawyer point out rules mistakes. I'm just guessing. And I'm going to point out them when I see them, but I absolutely don't want it to come off as like elitist or like criticizing them at all. I just know some people are asking me to correct some rules, and I'm sure they'll take it constructively. The overall, what's important is, do they have fun? And we'll see if they have fun. It's a game, god damn it.
My DC. It takes 1 mental damage.
Nice.
it gets a little headache. It's like, is this a bad time to say this is the first time I've ever DM'd Pathfinder?
No. It's if anything, it's...
You goofed again. It's GM.
Hot wing.
You said we were gonna get tortured. It wasn't me. It's not gonna be me. I will not say it.
I'm setting an example, okay? I'm showing them what's going to happen if they mess up, all right?
Was he being mean or friend mean? Are you talking about the comment about her speeding up? I thought it seemed mean, but then I'm just realizing they left it in the edit. They're friends. So it was friend mean. That's what it was.
Look out, guys. It's not very easy.
I figured this is how it would go. Jacob has to say the most amount of rules. He's got to talk the most. He's probably going to mess up the most.
Okay, 1 mental is half damage, but it said miss on the screen. So I think they interpreted it as a successful saving. Wait. Hey, maybe they did cut it in half. Okay. Maybe you're right. Whatever.
Most.
Why? Ooh. Sir, we have a fine
Why are we
vintage
here?
today, a wing.
Just to suffer.
Give to one of the
Oh, yeah, they're
hardest
married.
we have
It just went
available.
away. It just went away.
Well,
Time to re-up
And it's about to come back.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I'll take care of you later when you're
Ooh, it smells horrible.
Oh boy.
It's acrid.
Did you already shit your pants?
Oh, it's happening. Oh no.
No, it's the rat. It's the
Oh,
rat gonna
right.
come for me.
They're killing her. Then they're gonna kill me.
All right. It looks like I got 2 people in front of me. You know, the rats can't get to me unless they'll get attacked. I'll be fine.
Valeros, that is a 24 to hit you from a rat.
Yeah.
And then it is, for each subsequent attack, it is a -5. And then that is an 18 and then an 11 to hit you.
That
Valeros.
informs.
Okay, the 18 hits.
You take 7 piercing damage. Ooh. Mauricio, I had to stride to get to you, so that's 2 attacks against you. 19,
19
and
does hit.
22. That is 2
Oh my
piercing
God.
damage plus 7 piercing damage.
Okay,
so
so
not
9.
you take 9.
Okay.
Kyra, that I had to stride
Jacob's
to get to
dice
you,
are on fire.
So 2 attacks against you. 16,
That's my armor class.
9.
Oh, that's a miss.
4 piercing damage. And then Ezrin, 2 attacks against you. 13.
Miss.
Oh, whoa, what's your AC?
15.
Nice. That second one is a 15, though. 7 piercing damage.
My bones.
How are we looking health total wise?
I'm half.
I'm at 17.
One thing, I don't know if the beginner box should comment on this, but when you roll all of the creatures that are the same type of creature, at the same time, when you have them at the same initiative count, which when you're playing analog, it is, I suppose, easier to administer that. It makes the fight harder. And I don't know if that is something GM should know about. Anyway, it's something I'm going to note down. I'm thinking of this video that's going to be like to help people using the beginner box. Hold on. I'm taking notes. I have my little yellow lawyer legal pad. See how diligent I am? Megan's meowing at me. Okay. Keep going.
18.
More or less.
Whoa, you have a lot.
I'm at 9.
Nice.
I'm
Uh-oh.
at 6.
How much do you
6?
guys have?
That's cool.
16.
I'm
15.
at 17.
How many do you have?
24?
That's good.
Nice.
Dang.
That's awesome that at Pathfinder you start with really high hit points. That's really nice.
And good AC.
Man, level 1 Pathfinder is so awesome.
They think it's good AC. I heard that. No. Monsters have higher attack bonuses than you'll expect.
I like level 1 through 3 a lot in D&D because you have a limited variety of options that you can use. And while that kind of seems to be the same in Pathfinder, there's not a million things everybody can do. AC and hit points being a bit higher than what you would have at level 1 is so nice. To be fair, so do the giant rats. It's just kind of nice that in this combat, in the first part of the game, we don't have characters dying left and right because oops, a rat got lucky. And to be fair, in D&D, the rats would probably be dying in one hit too, so I guess the stakes are a little lower. So Mauricio, you're next. So which one
I'm
are you
gonna attack
attacking?
blue
The blue
rat.
one?
The
Okay.
one
Yeah, I mean, hit points being higher at level 1 is nice in Pathfinder. And you also see all those hit points go away with a critical hit sometimes.
right behind me.
Okay.
I'm going to turn, draw my sword, and because
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I think the beginner box does say to run them on the same initiative. I suppose to simplify things, but I don't know. I think raising the possibility of just giving some guidance to, oh, here's Megan. Megan's here. Giving some, letting the GM know there's a choice you can make. Would be good. That's all I'm saying.
my sword is agile, I take significantly less negatives when I try to attack. Yeah, a flurry of attacks. Because I don't think I don't know what pickpocketing the rat would do for me. So I'm going to do 3.
Ask
so
Emma.
I'll do my 3 attacks.
You 3 what?
My 3 attacks.
Say that again?
My 3 attacks?
They're called strikes.
No, it says attacks.
Huh?
Right
The
here.
action's called strike.
This is weapon and attacks.
But it's called strike.
It does say
Oh, so
attacks.
I then
Is it
take
gonna,
the
okay?
strike.
I think he's gonna make him eat a
Says
hot
strike
wing, but attack is not a specifically D&D word, so I'm on the player side here.
attack.
Yeah, it counts. I'm just trying to fuck with you.
I was like, it literally says attack right here.
So -5 to each subsequent roll.
Minus 4
big-
and then -8.
The big dice.
Because you're a cool
of
person?
My agile.
That's right.
Cool person.
This one's no.
Ooh,
Guys,
Megan's my
I'm gonna be so much
paralegal,
fun.
Chris.
Everyone can see.
That is a critical hit. Because if you
Once I
ever
succeed.
get 10 above the DC or the AC of something, you critically hit or you critically fail if it's 10 below.
So that was a
So,
25,
you roll
and I
the
think they
dice
have an
and then
AC of
times
15, so yes.
Oh,
That's okay.
Standard.
That still becomes.
Megan was a
2
shelter
plus
kitty.
4 is 6.
you stab into
Nice.
that. What do you use to attack?
I have a.
Oh, wait.
You take your
Did
short
they get
sword-
the critical
You
damage
Standard.
correct?
That still becomes a 2.
Hold on.
That's okay.
Standard.
That still becomes a 2 plus 4 is 6.
and then you critically hit or you critically fail if it's 10
Oh.
below.
What does that mean?
So you roll the dice. and then
Wait, do you say
times-
total is 6? Yep. Okay.
Oh,
That's okay.
Standard.
That still becomes a 2 plus 4 is 6.
Yeah. Okay, so he's doubling it like in D&D. He rolled a 1 on the die, he doubled it to 2, and then he added 4. But in Pathfinder, you first total everything, including your flat bonus, then you double everything. Or you could do what I do, which is roll double dice and then add double flat bonus. Okay. But yeah, very, very common mistake. Jacob and his wife have played Pathfinder a year. They should be there to correct that. Unless they haven't corrected it in their Eberron campaign. I don't know if they have.
you stab into
Nice.
that. What do you use to attack?
I have a short sword.
You take your short sword and stab another rat, and it goes. It is nearly dead.
Okay, I will do another attack. -4 on this one.
I like their big die.
Is that 17 minus 4?
But I have a +7,
no.
so it's just
23.
So that's a 20.
hit. So 20 is not a crit, but
Yeah.
it still hits. That's a 4. The rat is dead.
Yay.
You finish off the rat. And that
I
one is
did
done.
it.
Okay, I want to note their positioning. Did he have a flanking opportunity? It's hard to see. Yeah, if this is Marissa right here, I mean, he could have. I know Jacob played a rogue in Eberron before he concluded he didn't like it, but he played a ranged rogue with the gun, is what I've heard. So he wouldn't have known this, and also his wife. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name right now, but didn't play a melee fighter. She played a caster. But the move here would be for Mauricio to take a step and then attack with flanking, with Valro's flanking, and so that it will make the enemy flat-footed, and you get your sneak attack damage. And I have seen a little later in the video, flanking is a much easier and common way to get an enemy off guard if you're a melee rogue. And I don't know if they ever catch on to that in this session, at least. Anyway, if they continue to have more Pathfinder sessions, I would love to watch. I'm just somebody who loves to watch people discover Pathfinder. So this is my appeal. I don't know if they're going to stream it at least. Maybe not have edited videos like this, but I would watch the stream.
Rat, and that
I
one
did.
is-
Oh, Spencer's her name. Thank you.
that one is done.
I like how this
Okay.
combat is it still called combat in, in Pathfinder? I
Yes,
don't know.
it's
I get a lot
combat.
of attacks. There's a lot of things I can do on my one turn, which is a lot of fun. I feel like often in lower levels you just get your one little thing you can do,
Yeah,
and then
3
move on.
actions is
And if
cool.
you miss, oh darn, that sucks.
If I heal, I think it affects the rats
It
too.
does.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I think instead I'm just gonna.
Okay, two things. So I think the character sheet for the beginner box and any future printings needs to print the 3 attacks, including what's affected by the multiple attack penalty. It'll make it easier. He's only looking, and his comment on healing the rats. By rule, enemies die when they go down to 0 hit points. Megan's being super cute. Go down to 0 hit points at and they die at 0 hit points. And also you don't have to spend 3 actions when you cast heal. You can spend 2 actions to target a single person or 1 action to target a single person. So anyway, maybe it's just being on stream, but I think it would have been laid out on that sheet, but whatever, he missed it. It's all right.
Use my scimitar
Okay.
to attack.
To what?
To
Strike. The purple. 12.
So 12? 12
Yeah.
misses.
Yep.
Yeah.
Aw.
And do your second attack?
Damn.
Yeah, I'll
Strike?
just try it. I'll try to strike,
Second strike?
it again. Yes. I will strike
Second strike?
twice.
You're on
or
thin ice.
second time.
That's so... Wow. Caught. Went in the damn hole. Perfectly caught. This way. Roll this way.
Alright,
It's
That
funny.
is
It went into
definitely fun
the
getting the
drink holder.
Ooh.
Nice.
So 14.
That misses.
Dang.
That misses.
Okay, I missed all my attacks, but they'll miss 2, hopefully. I got a shield. It'll be fine. Actually, you know what? I'm going to raise my shield.
As an
Oh.
action, you can raise your shield,
That's
and
cool.
now you get a
Oh,
+2
that's
a
what
bonus to
that's
AC.
for.
Yeah.
But if you are damaged, it can potentially break your
Which
shield.
kind of sucks because that means that I have to also keep track of my shield's health,
I love it.
which has the same health as I do.
I love it. Your shield can break. It's
I
so
forgot
cool.
about.
On the back of the beginner box book, both books, it has a diagram showing how flanking works.
Sneak attack.
Oh no.
But I do think the beginner box, there's more it should have explained about fainting, for example. I mean, Anyway, I'm just thinking in my head.
Well, they're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're-
Oh, poor Pepper for getting sneak attack. This is just like the Sunless Citadel. I'm not going to hold anything about Rogue against Pepper this time, though. Because now is the time when I mention my biggest, hottest take about Pathfinder 2e. I don't like Rogue. I really, really don't like it. I think all the other classes are really cool from the ones that I've seen. And I played a little Rogue in a game that we streamed on Arcane Arcade, and I changed my class because I hated it. It's bad. And I know a lot of people are going to get mad about this because they already have, and they've told me how I didn't play it right. But I don't think it's about that because, yes, I probably didn't play it correctly. But I think there is a fundamental difference between like a D&D Rogue and a Pathfinder Rogue.
Okay, I that was very kind of like whiplash. He said, I've gotten criticisms for how I played it, and perhaps I didn't play it correctly. And he says he also thinks there's a problem with the rogue. He's saying two things at once.
Rogue. D&D Rogue gets their sneak attack because they use the opportunity in order to get it. If an ally is within 5 feet of their enemy, or they're hidden, or they get advantage, then they're gonna get their sneak attack. So in D&D, you're sort of picking your targets on how you're going to be able to sneak attack. But in Pathfinder, it's a little bit more difficult. See, I really like this 3 action system that they have, where you're basically able to do whatever you want with those 3 actions. The biggest thing about Rogue and Pathfinder, though...
Okay, I gotta rewind a little, sorry.
If an ally is within 5 feet of their enemy, or they're hidden, or they get advantage, then they're gonna get their sneak attack. So
Alright. If they're hidden, they get advantage against the enemy in D&D. And I'm just wondering if there's maybe a house rule going on where they're allowing hiding as a bonus action in the games he's used to, because by rule, I don't know if it's true in 5.5, but in 5.0 definitely, hiding was your whole action. You had to wait until next turn before you could pull off a ranged attack from hiding. But anyway.
So in D&D, you're sort of picking your targets on how you're going to be able to sneak attack. But in Pathfinder, it's a little bit more difficult. See, I really like this 3 action system that they have, where you're basically able to do whatever you want with those 3 actions. The biggest thing about Rogue and Pathfinder, though, is that an ally being within 5 feet does not give you sneak attack. Instead, the enemy needs to be off guard, or you need to be flanking. So a ranged Rogue does not work nearly as good as it does in D&D. In fact, it doesn't work very well at all in the early levels, in my opinion, because...
Okay, he played a ranged rogue in the Eberron campaign with a gun, which has an additional action cost of requiring an action to reload. So the normal things you do as a ranged rogue to make something off guard, if it isn't, mainly create a diversion. That's the deception skill action, where you can become hidden to a foe, no matter how far away they are. By creating a diversion, you can do easily at least once per combat. After that, it's like a -4 penalty. That would cost an action, and loading your gun would cost an action, so maybe it's not that desirable. If you're have a gun that has a reload cost, action cost, and your allies are not making that enemy off guard for you. In that case, you're kind of on your own and you're SOL. And you kind of need a conversation with your group to see if they'll support you, and if they're not going to support you, then get a bow, like a something you don't need to spend an action to reload. Anyway, but that sounds like what needed to happen.
You have to spend so many of your actions to try to get that off guard, only for a little 1d6. In the end, it's just kind of better as a rogue to be in melee and just following your allies, hoping that you can get a flank and get an attack in. We'll see.
I'm also not sure they ever become aware that you can get sneak attack multiple times per round. Like, there might be a situation where the rogue is before the fighter in initiative. And you can be like, hey, Valeros, why don't you go before me? And then walk to the other side of this rat I'm standing in front of and do your thing, or whatever enemy. That means I get to now make 3 attacks, go straight into sneak attacking 3 times without having to do any prep actions. That doing a sneak attack multiple times, you could do more sneak. It's 1d6, which is the same as the level 1 D&D rogue, but you can get it multiple times.
See how Pepper goes about it. Maybe it will, in the hands of somebody else, it will be fine. I'd like to see Pepper prove me wrong.
Well, that's my turn.
Then it's Valeros. What are you doing, Valeros?
I'm going to strike
Get these rats off
the
of
rat.
And I'm wondering if actually the rules of D&D encourage people to think of rogues as ranged fighters, actually, because it's so easy to have someone just be standing next to a foe that a lot of people are just used to playing rogues as ranged characters. I don't know if that's true, because if it is, it's kind of a different mindset than what I'm used to. I think of rogues being opportunists and getting up close and skirmishing. That's how I think of it. But I think there might be a mentality of like people thinking of, just from previous experience, understandably, that a rogue is a ranged character, maybe.
With my longsword.
All right,
Yeah.
roll attack.
The green rat?
Oh.
15.
Yeah.
That hits.
6.
6
That's good.
Yes.
Cool.
damage to that rat.
Yeah.
That rat is nearly dead.
Whoa.
That rat has 1 hit point. You take your longsword and you slice into the rat, and it's like on the ground. And it's nearly dead.
I am going to do another strike.
Yeah.
They're just rats. Oh.
Well, that's good, I think.
10 plus 9, 19, and then
Minus
minus 5,
14.
14.
That misses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll raise my shield.
Ezrin, it's your turn.
Okay,
Oh boy.
I'm going to cast Gouging Claw. I make a spell attack roll against the target's AC. And if I hit the target, it takes 2d6 slashing damage and 2 persistent bleed damage.
Ooh, very nice. Go ahead and roll.
So I'm going to attack the red one.
How do we know it's the red
dang.
one?
That's
They
a
have
crit.
different bases.
14 slashing and 4
That rat is
persistent bleed.
So dead.
Aw.
You look down
Ah.
at that rat and you create a
Oh.
claw from your hand. You just turn it inside out, and the rat's like, oh. You take out the rat's insides and its skin goes, oh, thank you very much. Have a nice day. And it leaves.
That's what I needed.
Yeah.
Next up is the
Another critical hit based off a non-natural 20. Another nice moment.
rats. All right, that's 3 on Kyra and 3 on Valeros. But both of you have raised your shield, so your AC is now what?
18.
20.
So I reduce any damage by 5, but then you and your shield both take any leftover damage.
3 attacks on Valeros. Miss. It's a 19. It would be -2. So yeah. All right, and then against Kyra, that's a crit. That's a natural 20. Oh, 4. I rolled minimum.
So
4
I take no damage
You
because I reduce it by 5.
you eat the crit in your shield. But
All right, I'm gonna look up the giant rat because I think they did the same. Let me see if they had flat bonus to damage. Hold on. At least on Archives of Nethys, it says they do 1d6 plus 1 damage. I'm assuming it's gonna be the same in the beginner box. Here the flat bonus isn't that big, so it wasn't a big deal. But I'm gonna guess that they didn't that they used 5e crit rules for the damage.
your
My
shield
shield takes 4 damage.
4 damage.
So, yeah.
Okay, then.
Well, wait, no.
Second attack.
It just says
It says it
they
ta-
take the leftover damage. So my
Yo,
shield takes
that's
no
awesome!
damage. Hell yeah.
Pathfinder's so cool.
All right, that reaction that Jacob just gives, he does that a number of times in the Eberron stream. People should check it out if you like watching him. And I think it's his first ever Pathfinder game. Eberron, game 1. You can find it. I think I linked it in today's video description.
Oh! 21 to hit you.
Yeah, 18.
Then that is 6 piercing damage. Okay, so you take 1, and your shield takes 1. And then final
yes.
attack, which is -2, is another crit. Oh, these rats. This
Okay, so I think he's shield blocking more than once, which you got to use your reaction though. You could only do it once.
rat is trying to kill you, Kyra. That's max. That's 14
That's
piercing
okay.
damage. You and your shield take 9.
Okay.
Are you still up?
Yeah, I'm still up.
The rat just looks
I think he calculated the crit damage correctly there. By the way.
over at you at Valeros and just can't seem to break past your defenses. You're just like skirting around the rat. It's like it's almost dead. But the one in front of you has this relentless attack as it jumps up and like bites in you, and it's like battering at your shield and breaking portions of your shield.
I gotta say, these rats, I've played this combat a number of times, and these are like the mutant world champion rats. They are, I haven't seen them knock anyone out. This was pretty amazing.
Shield is like, that one's feral. That was the rat you're fighting is feral.
Oh,
Mauricio, what's your turn?
I'm gonna try and attack the rat that is a sailing or cleric.
This one has big teeth. Get it?
Its teeth are huge.
Can you move me behind the rat? Because that's how I can get sneak attack.
Oh, there
Yes,
you go.
because that is
If they're
flanking.
He does know about
flanking.
flanking.
If you are on
You and
opposite
an
sides
ally.
of an enemy, you
Because I was saying my comment earlier, having watched most of the video before, because I know he's going to double sneak up to a spider. But he here knows that he can flank something. Maybe he just doesn't remember it later.
are flanking, and while they are flanking for both creatures, they are off guard. So off guard means -2 to AC,
Oh.
and one more thing.
Is that
Isn't
similar
it
to flat-footed?
What's that?
It's Pathfinder 1.
It's a
That's all I know.
Oh, you're right. It is from Pathfinder 1.
It is also a rule from a different game.
Flat-footed from 3.5 D&D. That's technically a D&D rule. You know what?
And
You can have half a wing
But
because
it
it's
was-
technically a Pathfinder rule, but it is from the old game, and I gotta get something. All right, you guys are really good at this.
Yeah,
Oh.
this is cheating.
Okay, flat-footed was used in Pathfinder 2e until the OGL crisis, so... But I guess he just wants to make him eat a wing. Oh, someone says Kyra does not have shield block as a cloistered cleric? Wait, but doesn't she have a level 1 feat? I could have sworn she has shield block in the beginner box. I'm just looking at chat now, excuse me. Anyway, I feel like there's something I wanted to say, but I forgot. Oh, I was thinking about his move to flank. What was I gonna say? Oh, whatever. It's not that important.
He's definitely jealous. Flat-footed's a thing.
3.5.
It was also in Pathfinder.
started in
It was
D&D.
also in Pathfinder.
It's not a thing anymore.
Well, I confused it with what was it? Off guard.
My
It's all
Pathfinder
a joke
That's a
anyway.
big one.
This whole
Look, man's
wings
taking a lot of L's to do.
punishment.
I'll give him this one. And honestly, he wanted me to half. Very generous. I ate the whole thing. And it was the
Okay, Kyra's a war priest according to someone else. Anyway, I think she has shield block in the beginner box. And I think they want to make her tankier so that she can heal the party. For the beginner box, which is understandable.
biggest one. Spencer did kind of throw me under the bus and give me the biggest wing in the box. But you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it.
I have a pending question.
What?
So I probably shouldn't say anything, but the first shield took my reaction.
Oh, you have to use your reaction to block
Yeah,
it?
because it says if your shield is raised, you can spend your reaction to block the
Good on him for finding it. Anyway, just gotta give him props.
physical attack.
Ooh,
So I believe I
didn't know
take
that.
the crit, and I think that makes me go down because I only had 7 health left.
Unfortunately, you're like, help, this rat has big teeth, and then it bites into Kyra and she goes
Okay,
unconscious.
that may change my turn.
Oh, that's not good. Our healer is down. That's not good. Valeros, he can't do anything. there's nothing he can do in this situation.
I like that the starter set gave us a bunch of rules, but it doesn't really give us rules on how to fix unconscious, just that you are unconscious. And the one person who could fix it easily is Kyra, who is currently unconscious.
You know,
All right.
this is my
A little note to put down. They should put administer first aid on that little. Anyway, just one of the few skill actions. There's several skill actions that I think could have been highlighted for beginners for this game. Another thing is they don't have hero points in the beginner box, and hero points are part of the core rules, and they prevent dying. That's all I'll say.
second time on Dungeon Delve. I feel like I'm due for a death at this point.
When you fall to 0 hit points, you go unconscious, and you also have dying. This condition includes a number that measures how close you are to death.
287
You
viewers.
die when
This is
you are
amazing.
dying
Give a
4.
thumbs up.
So you are currently dying 1. Then you also get wounded.
He's dying too because he got critted. Which I don't know if that should have been spelled out right there in what he's reading
Wounded
from. Let me
just
hear.
also have dying. This
Wait.
When you fall to 0 hit points, you go unconscious, and you also have dying. This condition includes a number that measures how close you are to death. You die when you reach dying 4. So you are currently dying 1. Then you also get wounded. Wounded just means every subsequent time that you go into the dying condition, you will gain another level of dying. You are now dying 1, and you are unconscious.
Got it.
Is there anything I can do to help an ally?
Super big, tiny nitpick. You become wounded when you lose the dying condition, but I think they realize that later.
That is down. I'm a rogue. I deal with things. Let me read you a portion here. Mauricio has never met a problem that couldn't be solved with a knife. Do you know I have the highest medicine check here?
Stabilize, 2 actions. You try to stabilize a creature that has 0 hit points and the dying condition. If you succeed, they lose the dying condition, but they remain unconscious and gain the wounded condition. If you fail, you don't improve their condition. If you critically fail, which means you get below 11, you increase the dying value by 1.
Below 11, it says that in the beginner box. It's DC. The DC's 15 plus the dying value. So I don't know where that below 11 is from. Writing a note.
So we just wait
Just
for
make it
the
worse,
gods
yeah.
to sort it out themselves. Okay, that's what I hear. That's what we're gonna do then. Why don't I just stab this rat and we'll move on?
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, that's a biggie
Is
hit.
it maybe a crit?
I don't know. It's a 21.
Nope.
6 plus 4, 10.
That rat is dead.
Okay.
You kill the rat.
I will stride to the rat, the other one. Then I will attack it. That's
What is
only a
it?
14.
Yeah, that misses.
I'm gonna try and
All right, I can't. I've seen a little later in this video. I was gonna say just right now. That's a really big die, and looks like it might accidentally knock over some pieces. And I know that something will happen at some point. I've not seen the last 20 minutes at least of this, by the way.
strike that one with my longsword.
Yeah, that misses.
That is ass. I was reading
That
That's
hits.
good.
Roll damage.
Yay!
Oh, it has 1 hit point. That one is dead.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
You did it. All the rats are
Hey.
killed. You guys gain 80 XP. Kyra, roll a recovery.
Oh. Administer first aid is 10 plus the dying value? Was that a remaster change? I could be wrong. The rules lawyer is wrong, you guys. No, it says 15 plus the dying value. 5 plus that creature's recovery roll DC. Yeah, I think they were talking about the stabilize action or administer first aid action right then. So that's why I was thinking 15 plus dying. Okay.
Recovery check. This is a flat roll, and your DC is 11.
Nice.
Okay. Then you are just unconscious. Different ways you can wake up. You take damage. You receive healing. Someone shakes you awake using the interact action. Mauricio, you slap the
Damage.
You got it. You took damage and an interact action. You are awake.
Okay. I will never die on Dungeon Delve.
Now that Kyra is back up and alive, the rats are defeated. Dieter, as Kyra, heals their wounded condition so they don't have to deal with that whole wounded thing later. It was a really cool mechanic, by the way. I really like that. Like, you progressively keep dying and it gets worse because, like, you're wounded. Well, when you're the cleric, you don't have to worry about that, I guess. The party heads into the hole in the basement to find a cave.
Problem solved. I think the only thing that would really stick us up at this point is if we found a cliff that was 10 feet.
Okay, I think he recorded that after this happened. I think these things are like, I don't think they're interrupting their game in order to do these interviews to get everyone else to leave the room, set up the camera. So anyway, that was a reference to something he's already seen by that point.
Squeezing through the hole, you find yourself in a cavern that seems to stretch endlessly beneath the streets of Otari. Up ahead, the passageway ends in a cliff that plunges sharply into the darkness.
I want to Skyrim crouch.
Okay, so stealth. Hide. The GM rolls your stealth check in secret and compares the rolls to the perception DC of every creature you're trying to hide from. 10 plus its
Go like
perception.
roll in secret this thing. Honestly, valid. You should just do this and go.
So there are some checks in Pathfinder, like stealth and perception, where the GM rolls the dice instead of the player. This is to keep some sort of secrecy, because you wouldn't really know how well you stealthed or how well you would have seen normally, which is a really interesting mechanic. I actually really like it. You can't...
Okay. Secret checks are cool in most situations, I think. Something that I think the beginner box needs to spell out more is just prompt players in the walkthrough when it explains to the GM running how you run these rooms. In the first room, it says how someone can look at the barrels of fish, someone else just figure out what they're doing while exploring, but it doesn't really prompt the GM and the players to learn the exploration activity mechanics. And I think that's, something it's important for the rogue in the beginner box, because they have their surprise attack class feature when they roll stealth for initiative, which they can do if they are avoiding notice as their exploration activity, doing the Skyrim crouch like he was talking about. Then every single foe that has not acted before them is off guard to them. And so that's an easy way to get some off-guard targets. But yeah, I think that's something that beginners should learn. Beginner rogue players should definitely know.
see the entirety of this room because of the perspective, but you can see what look like webs.
Just a wee little bit of web.
Wee little bit of web.
Okay.
A wee
web?
bit of wee web.
I give the all clear sign and I go bing, 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 bing.
Okay.
Oh, that's the all clear sign.
Let's move, guys.
We talked about before. Small little difficulties allow me to look in my bag of tricks and see what kind of solutions I have. I have a grappling hook. I'll use that and everyone will scale down.
If only it were that easy.
Does this ledge have like a maybe some rocks that are in it? Mm-hmm. Can I use my grappling hook and
You want to tie a rope around it?
10 feet.
I do a grappling hook.
Yeah, you can do that.
I go
So,
Bye.
As a rogue, you like put it on the back and you're like,
you need to roll an athletics check to scale down the cliff. If you're using your rope, the DC is 10.
10 feet's not that far.
Jacob, it's a cliff. It's easy. Just jump.
Can I jump?
Use my grappling hook to propel myself down.
Thank you, Dirk McGurk, for the contribution. Hey, Ronald, just want to say thank you. I've been playing Pathfinder for 2 years now. My group is from around the world and met because of your beginner box event. Going to watch from the beginning. Cool. Yeah, on my server, I had a big beginner box day, I want to say like 2 years ago, where I don't know how many games we had. Maybe 100? Guitar Guy Nick is here. He helped me with that. Remembers. We had a lot of games from people around the world. But thank you.
You jump down.
got nothing.
Will it hurt?
Yeah.
Yes, it will hurt.
10 feet.
10 feet's not that far.
Yeah.
We'll find out how falling works.
I mean, I think it's like to the
Do you want to learn the hard way how falling works?
What if I like hold on to the ledge and then just let go?
Roll an athletics
Yeah,
check.
that's a couple feet. You rolled it right.
Yeah.
Uh,
21.
21.
21.
Yeah.
You climb 5 feet down the wall and then roll another check to complete the journey.
You kidding?
That's insane.
That's crazy.
In case anybody forgot, this is Dungeon Delve. We play the rules exactly as they're written. That's how we conduct our tests. That's how we find out what rules work and what don't. No homebrewing here. That's for you to do. And for you to learn from us, because we're going to do it and we're going to suffer for it. But yeah, that's what the pre-written told me to do. I actually don't even know if that's how climbing works.
Or you could fall and take damage.
At this point, how tall am I? Like 6 feet, maybe? So I'm falling 4 feet to
You
the
go 10,
ground.
and then you're on 5, and then you'll fall. And then if you fall 5 off the ground, you'll take half the amount of damage if you fall. So you take 2 damage. That's how the rule works.
Pathfinder.
Okay. I think I don't think that's how the rule works, but I can see why Jacob would make this mistake right now. Because when you read, if I recall correctly, when you read it, it says you go down 5 feet with each check. It's 10 feet. So it's kind of implied you got to have 2 successes to make it all the way down. But the rules for falling, I believe, are if you fall more than 5 feet, you take damage. No. It's specifically if you fall more than 5 feet, you fall prone. No. If you fall more than 5 feet, you take damage equal to half the number of feet you fell. If you take damage, you fall prone. She had explained she was hanging off the ledge, and her feet were probably 4 feet off the ground. And even if she were 5 feet tall, they're 5 feet above the ground, and so she should be able to just land fine. But the beginner box doesn't spell that out right there. That you're probably fine if you go down 5 feet, because you can just drop down. Under the falling rules, you're not going to take additional damage. Unless you're super short. Maybe you're a halfling. Anyway.
What are you doing, Pathfinder?
Oh, but also, even if you're a halfling, if you climb 5 feet down, then you're 5 feet off the ground. You should be able to, jump off, and you're fine.
God forbid we have to go down like a 50-foot cliff or something. We will be rolling for like 30 minutes to see if we can make it down.
You might as well try the
try to
check.
climb
Yeah,
All athletics.
Use the big one.
Yeah,
Oh.
you use the big one.
The big one. Oh, that was bad.
18, you make it down, and you're fine.
I think there's an unspoken rule in Pathfinder 2e that's not in the written rules, that if you're dealing with a higher cliff, like 50 feet, because I see this in published adventures, sometimes it'll say roll a DC X check to scale the wall. And it kind of implies you're not making this like check for every 5 feet of progress. I think that checking for every 5 feet is something to do in the middle of an encounter, is my take on it. Because otherwise, doing it for a 50-foot while is just plain not fun. So, yeah.
Well, I use my grappling hook for nothing.
It's not that
Well,
hard, guys.
you can use your rope and grappling hook if you like. The DC is
You've
only
got
10.
this.
Roll an athletics check.
Does that count as a roll?
Okay, you make it down 5 feet. Roll again.
I have to do it again?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, you go
Good
5 feet.
lord.
You gotta go 5 more feet.
You make it down.
Okay, I get.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying in the beginner box. I think it's there to drill home that the 4 degrees of success are in skills also. And also to give an example of how to reward some creativity. Like, if they think of the rope and grappling hook, which a lot of people will automatically think of, it'll lower the DC to show the GM that you can change the DC. So a bit annoying, but I think it does serve an important pedagogical purpose.
Down, go. I think I found the bottom.
I fall, I think. I got a 6.
A 6?
Valeros, catch him.
You make no progress. So what Ezrin does is he's just like,
You're just holding the rope.
roll again.
Guys,
I'm a little bit
scared.
Okay, you go down 5 feet.
I go 5 feet, and then I go 5 more feet, and then I go 5 more feet.
What's that?
4.
4?
Thought that was
You
7.
fall. If you were halfway, you take 2 damage.
Can
Wait,
I try and
someone's
catch?
falling?
Thought that was
You
7.
fall.
And then I go 5 more feet.
What's that?
4.
4?
Thought that was
You
7.
fall. If you were halfway, you take 2 damage.
I think Jacob forgot that he was using the rope, so it's a DC 10 at this point. Anyway, whatever.
Can I try and catch?
No.
Oh, I just. Damn, that sucks.
Ezra, here, let me help you up.
I busted my.
Wait, I don't know which player rolled the 4. I don't know if they were using the rope. Whatever.
Oh no.
Kyra?
I'll go down the grappling hook as well.
I roll out of the way.
Oh yeah.
Just in case she falls.
Catch me!
Stay prone.
fall.
You go down 5 feet.
And there I take a.
God forbid there's like a 20-foot.
5.
No.
You fall and take 2 damage.
There's like a loose rock in there or
Yeah.
something that everyone keeps stepping on.
Breaking news. Jack is on his way.
Okay, he's the GM of the Eberron
Is this thing
campaign.
on? Okay. Hello, it is I, Jack. I am very excited to play Pathfinder 2e with my friends here on Dungeon Delve. I've never actually played Pathfinder before. I've only ever GM'd it. First edition and second edition. So this will literally be my
wild.
first time ever
It's a
playing
long time not playing.
Pathfinder. If you want to
Even some of my middle schoolers would GM me.
see more of me GMing Pathfinder 2nd Edition, you can head over to Arcane Arcade and watch Eberron, City of Towers, where I am definitely not winging it the entire time. And this one goes out to all the people that definitely started watching City of Towers with the intent that it was going to be very pure and exactly what Pathfinder 2 is supposed to be, and it wasn't. So for those people who I have disappointed over 33 sessions, this one's for you. Oh, it was one of the cauliflower ones. That was weirdly slimy. I don't like that. I don't really see the appeal of these cauliflower wings. If I was a vegan, I'd just eat the chicken. Light work, no reaction.
Jack. Pathfinder. We're gonna be fine. It's only gonna get smoother for us. And we've only eaten 2 wings on this side of the table. Jacob's cooked.
I wonder what kind of super cool pre-made character he has with art and a backstory, and I'm so excited to learn.
There's only 4
I'm
in the
so
box.
happy Jack is here. Now we can start getting more of these wings for everybody.
Jack, thank God. Thank you. Now someone can answer my questions, and we don't have to spend like 30 minutes looking in the book.
So, we come back. You guys
All right, if I were GMing at this point, I would be adjusting encounters for a 5-person party, but that's because I'm a stickler for precision. Not a big deal here. More people having fun. Who's hurt? Nobody.
have scaled down the cliff, and as you do so, you guys hear a voice.
Standing over all your fallen bodies.
Oh, by the way, for people watching, there are pre-generated characters of all classes. If you look for it on the Paizo website, they were made for Pathfinder Society. So you can find, any other class's level 1 character, if you want to go beyond the 4 in the beginner box.
Is a little gnome. They have like a rapier at their hip, some bundled journals on the other side, and they have like a violin on their back and a little like shoulder cape. They're just standing there, and it's like, the prophecy came true. I can't believe it. It's finally happened. Hello, my name is Jack, and I am playing Brightenbach, the gnome bard. They are a scholar from Absalom, and they are following the footsteps of a book of prophecies that they discovered belonging to their muse, a dragon I made up. Don't worry, I mean you no harm, brave adventurers. My name is Brightenbach. I am a scholar from Absalom, and I have come here following the prophecies of Zarazax the Strange. And this one finally came true, and they like reach down in their little like notebook and kind of like open it up and say, listen, among the rats and dice and the cliff of 10 steps, 5 souls test their mettle in the dungeon's dark depths. 4 shall there be for the first 2 or 3 hours, then a 5th shall arrive from the city of towers. Let them prove their knowledge of the game of 2Es, or suffer the wings of a heat most spicy.
Oh my god! That is
And it's true.
amazing.
There's 5 of us here.
Oh my god.
And I'm from the big city.
I leave.
I think Jack is a theater kid through and through. I don't really appreciate him showing up and just showing us all up. Sure, he knows Pathfinder, but now he's cool too. Prick.
I hope you don't mind, but I mean, there's 12 more of these prophecies that I need to find. So if I could just tag along, I would be most grateful.
What happens if they don't come true?
Well, then my entire life will be a disappointment.
What happens if they do come true?
Well, then I'll have achieved my life's purpose, and Frostbit can take me.
So you guys have scaled down the cliff, met a new friend by the name of Gimblegok.
Brightenbach.
That is, there we go.
Oh my god, buddy. I love that.
There's not gonna be any damn cheese.
Oh my god, that's from Baldur's Gate 3.
Does that count?
Oh no! Oh no! I have to eat.
Okay. I'm a little concerned looking at my YouTube studio dashboard. It looks like things are frozen to the first second of the stream, but you guys have all been interacting with me. I've not heard no complaints. I assume you just heard Jacob say something about something coming from Baldur's Gate 3. If someone could just give me a ping and let me know things are all right, do that, please, in chat.
Wings.
Guys, I just want to say I have to get stricter. Okay, nobody's eating wings. And I
ate-
feel like
I ate
like I'm just losing. I've eaten 2 already.
Well,
That's how this works.
Jack's third
No.
wing.
No, Jack
Episode 5.
enjoys the wings. Look at him.
What a shame.
Damn it, Jack. Okay, you can pretend to hate the wing. The experiment.
He likes the wings.
The experiment.
Making me the bland one.
That's the real punishment. Just chicken.
Vecna's finger. That's what he said. You all look ahead and you see further into this.
All right, are
den
people fucking with
underneath.
me in chat? I see some people saying I'm frozen. Okay, I'm gonna ignore the people saying I'm frozen.
This basement
Vecna?
is.
Nice catch, Emma. Nice catch, dude.
I was like, hold on.
Okay, I don't even know what was said to make him eat a
I
wing
wasn't even
here.
referencing
Can
it.
someone fill me in?
I swear to God, I was referencing
Sure,
the
Like,
joke that we
in
have.
reference
Yeah.
to
Vance?
Do I have to use my damn finger?
No.
Have a
You
fork?
have the 4. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, put it.
There's a cave.
Can I perceive?
Oh.
Yes, you see it. It's a cave.
Watch out for the wee webs we found before.
Oh yeah, there was wee webs.
The wee webs.
webs.
A wee bit of webs.
A wee
A
bit of
wee
webs.
bit of webs.
Yeah, it started over here and it just did this, and you guys are perfectly just like descending height.
Wait, did you say descend?
Descend.
As in
I did.
Dungeons and Dragons, Baldur's Gate, descend?
I did.
What?
No, it doesn't count.
But you
But
did.
you did.
I guess if I have to. Sorry,
doesn't
guys.
care.
God, I'm such a
He likes the
disappointment.
wings, so
Jack eats
it's
his
not even
lunch
a
and then they go into
punishment.
the cave. Valeros goes first. The tunnel continues deeper underground, eventually opening into a large chamber. Patches of glowing blue fungus cling to the ceiling and provide dim light. You can just barely make out the vast strands of webbing across the floor and walls of this cavern, stretching between stalactites like shimmering curtains.
I really hope I don't get stuck in these webs. These wee webs.
Those aren't really wee webs. I don't know why we called them wee webs. They're actually really big webs.
You already know there's going to be a spider in here. I'm just waiting for it.
I mean, I'm not
Wouldn't be wrong.
arachnophobic. I believe everyone, all the spiders should be able to get married. It's fine.
Get it off, get it off, get
Okay.
it off.
Sorry, you can't get my genuine first time hearing that reaction. That's a good joke.
I'm covered in webs.
Oh, do you touch the web?
He falls in immediately.
I'm stuck. Yeah,
all right, you
I
touch
would
the
touch
webs
it.
and you touch it and you feel it go, and then you kind of get stuck on it and your
That's
finger
never
gets
good.
off it and you go, and then you hear, and coming from
not
that
good.
bat cave over there,
It's
you
the mama
see
spider.
Bat's cave.
a
Bat
giant
cave?
spider.
Fighters or tanks. All of us are a little squishier, not squishy as we would be in the other system that will not be named. But it seems like he can take a beating.
Everybody roll initiative.
14.
18.
19.
14.
Go ahead, Kyra.
Okay. Unless the beginner box spider's different, I think the spider's supposed to get a stride action before initiative starts. Am I wrong? That's in the full version, the standard, I think it's a hunting spider. Maybe the beginner box version doesn't have that. Yeah. The Monster Core version says, reaction requirement: initiative has not yet been rolled. Trigger: a creature touches its web. The hunting spider automatically notices the creature and strides, climbs, or descends on a web before it rolls initiative. Anyway. Yeah, beginner box spider is different. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to stride. Can I walk twice? Can I stride
You can
twice?
stride twice.
Okay.
You can stride as many times as you have actions.
I think I'm gonna hold out here.
Got to point out that's a very D&D player migrating to Pathfinder question. Yes, you can move multiple times.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna raise my shield again.
Nice.
And that'll be my turn.
Breitenbach.
For my first ever action
Whoa.
in Pathfinder
As a
ever.
player.
As a player.
I also am not sure whether this room is supposed to be difficult terrain in the beginner box. If it is, then I could be wrong. But if it is, then anyway, this might be a understandable mistake. I could be wrong though.
I am going to stride.
Whoa.
I am going to move. I just want to ready to cast a cantrip for when this thing comes in to attack us.
Next is a spider. The giant spider is going to stride. It is going to look at Valeros. It's going to do 2 ranged strikes against you.
Ranged?
Yep.
If it's going to attack Valeros, that triggers my ready action.
Whoa.
I am going to cast Forbidding Ward on Valeros and the spider.
All right. I was distracted. He needed to declare he spend 2 actions on his turn to prepare a ready to action. And I think Forbidding Ward is 2 actions, so it's not something that you can do as a ready to action, unfortunately.
Valeros, you have a +1 to
AC.
your AC and saves against this thing's effects. As Brightenbach's like, Valeros, look out!
Natural 1. It misses. Second attack. It misses. It fires 2 webs at you and they go. Next up is you, Valeros.
Give me the
Yeah,
dice.
Oh, big dice.
I'm gonna hit
Okay,
that
it didn't matter in this case, no big deal.
my longsword.
Do it. Oh.
That
what a
sucks.
tease.
Yeah, that misses.
Okay, I'm gonna try again. 19.
A 19 hits.
10 damage. And
You
then
take your sword and slice into the spider as you move through the webs as it tries to shoot you with its webs. You watch a bit
them there,
of
I'm
blood
putting them over.
spill onto the ground. Oh, Maricel, you're next.
Oh, I'm going to use my stealth.
You're going to hide right now.
Sure.
You must have standard cover or have the concealed condition to hide. You currently have cover from the creature you're trying to hide from. Lesser cover isn't sufficient to hide. The GM rolls your stealth check in secret and compares your result to the perception DC. You can hide right now, then sneak as a second action on your turn over to the spider if you
Just reading chat. Did I just have a big brain fart and miss the cleric's turn? I might have. Or maybe it was edited out.
want to try to see it so you can hit it.
Okay. Then I think that would be too much, but can I sneak twice in a turn?
Yeah.
Then I will do that. Those rolls
Yep.
are yours, not even mine.
Right.
All right,
You
well,
have
don't
listen
have
to
anything
this
on my turn.
again.
Then sneak. You have cover from the creature you're trying to hide from. You must have standard cover or have the concealed condition to hide. You currently have cover from the creature you're trying to hide from. Lesser cover isn't sufficient to hide. The GM rolls your stealth check in secret and compares your result to the perception DC. You can hide right now, then sneak as a second action on your turn over to the spider if you want to try to see it so you can hit it.
Okay. Then I think that would be too much, but can I sneak twice in a turn?
Yeah.
Then I will do that. Those rolls
Yep.
are yours, not even mine.
Right. You
I
have
don't
to
do anything on my turn, but
you
you
do
do.
have to hide first.
Yeah, but that's your roll.
That's my role. I do.
I
it.
don't do anything.
What's your
I sneak, I move my character, and then you roll again.
okay? You are hiding.
Okay.
All right. So, anyway, this is one of those systems. There's a little parts. It's easy to get some parts wrong, so it's completely understandable. He's correct. He needs cover to be able to hide. So he does do that. That's a secret check, and then he can sneak with each action, which he has to move do at half speed. At the end of each sneak action, you need to still be behind cover or have concealment. And I think people didn't remember that. And this all sounds really shitty, and it kind of is. And that's why sneaking up to a foe is kind of not the usual way a melee rogue would shank somebody and get them off guard to proc their sneak attack. You usually want to flank or use some other actions like feinting, create a diversion to make yourself hidden, to make the enemy off guard, to use somehow. And yeah, I was in some chat on my Discord. It's understandable coming from other media for people to in video games to think that stealth is something you do. You kind of do a Skyrim crouch and you become kind of invisible and then you walk quietly up to a foe. And historically, that's actually kind of how backstabbing worked in D&D. Like, you kind of quietly walked up and you didn't worry about needing cover again after your sneak action. But that's kind of is the situation here. Like, you can't actually sneak up to somebody and you stay quote unquote invisible and then shank them. Which actually the same is true in 5e. By the way, it says explicitly at one point that if you're hidden and you walk up to a foe, they notice you. But I think a lot of people choose to ignore that language, and it's also contradictory with some other language in some other places, and so people lean towards the more generous language. Anyway, this is all a big roundabout way to say he probably should just flank the foe, use some stride actions. Maybe he didn't do that because it seems like he's farther away and maybe couldn't do that easily this turn. Anyway, that's it. These are like initial things one can learn from.
Move me 15 feet forward.
5, 10,
Wherever that gets me.
15.
And I'll do that one last time. So this is kind of after a conversation. I think I understand it now. You need to spend one of your actions, so your 3 to hide, and then I'd use both because I have to sneak because it's only half speed. But I did the kind of the math. I think if I did this and then maybe the first 2 of my next turn, then I can have sneak attack. Is that 5 actions for 1 instance of sneak attack?
Next up is
It would
you,
be.
Ezrin.
And he wouldn't be able to do it even. Wouldn't be able to do it because you don't have cover. So it's not a good way to get sneak attack as a melee rogue. However, as a ranged rogue, hiding is one of the accessible ways you can make an enemy off guard from range.
It deals a d6 mental damage, and he has to make a basic will save.
15.
It loses its
fire.
first action on its next turn and can't use reactions until then. And it
Oh, that's really good.
4
Nice.
4 damage.
Hold on.
use will save.
15.
It
Oh,
loses
let's
its
fire.
first action on its next turn and can't use reactions until then. And it
Oh, that's
All right. I think it was a regular failure on the will save. So it just takes damage. It doesn't actually get the stunned condition, which this is what she's describing, which the beginner box doesn't call it the stunned condition, but that's what the stunned condition does. So just a tiny mistake there.
really good.
4
Nice.
mental
4 damage?
Yep.
It's so close to dead. You watch as blood begins to pour from all of its numbers of eyes as it's trying to kill Valeros. Kyra.
I mean, I think I sing opera. I think I'm just gonna hang back because
Okay.
there's not really anything else I can do. I raise my shield again, hold an action to heal if someone gets too hurt. If I can do that. Can I do that?
Maybe in Dungeons and Dragons you could hold an action, but in Pathfinder 2e it's called ready.
All right.
Oh no. I mean,
I don't think people are knowing the limitation of you can only ready a single action. But anyway, yes, holding an action is not even an official D&D term. Also, it's something the community has come up with. I don't know what it's called. There's a term for it. Is it readying in D&D? I guess people just like to say hold an action.
a bit of a mess up.
Oh, and I think the way some people play it is they just don't say what their action is, and they decide later on what their action is, and they don't have to have declared it in advance. Maybe that. Anyway, I'm just kind of like in this giving a stream of thought about a potential house rule that not everyone follows, so I'll stop.
I guess it's not called holding an action. I mean, the thought was there, at least. I'll take this one.
The little baby is doing.
I ain't gonna do it.
It's like I'm avoiding the toilet at all costs.
Les voy a decir esto a mi raza ahorita. Mira, ahorita que hasta un mexicano así, no sé cuántos de ustedes están viendo Ahondardo Mesboras ahorita, esos episodios, pero ustedes saben.
What are you readying?
Okay. I have to give away something. My Spanish comprehension is not as good as how I speak it. And that's true in German also. It's my flaw.
Heal.
For what's your ready condition?
If someone gets hurt, Well, if one of my allies gets hurt, yeah.
You're like. So this combat starts to drag on. Brightenbach sustains their spell on their turn, which is kind of like concentrating, and then casts telekinetic projectile, which misses. The spider attacks Valeros, and it has poison, so Valeros has to succeed a fortitude saving throw against the poison, which he does. Then Valeros goes in to strike and misses twice. Mauricio.
Oh, I'm creeping and crawling if it's still good. Do I have sneak attack?
No.
How do I know that? I don't?
I just tell you that you don't have it.
Ooh. Well.
Do you know what's funny? You failed your first check. You were never stealth.
Well, that would have been nice to know. I'm sure there's some reason for it. Some nerd probably decided that.
Rogue fun.
Ooh.
That's what
I just have to.
Yeah, they're dumping on the rogue, but what was that? Hide, sneak twice, sneak at least one more time, maybe two more times, but 2 stride actions with her 30-foot speed would have gotten a guaranteed flank.
I have to like lie to you. I have to be like, okay, I keep rolling. You were
Okay.
never hitting.
That was a 23 to hit.
23 hits.
9 points.
9 points. You killed the spider.
Nice.
You make your way over trying to be stealthy.
I'm headed now, bitch.
And you get over there and the spider's like, just so you know, I saw you the whole time. Just so you know,
Yeah, stealth in Pathfinder is a little wonky, especially in combat. Maybe I'm just not understanding it correctly, and maybe we're missing something here. I don't know. Lord knows that there's plenty of things about this system that I don't get right. But, you know, Rogue's not my favorite. The people that are going to get mad at Jacob for hating Rogue are going to say, well, you need to leave it up to other party members to give you the off-guard condition against the creature or creatures that you're facing, but there's never really a guarantee that anybody's going to do that. There's a lot of Pathfinder 2e that is about working together and synergizing your turns with each other, where this person's ability allows this person to do this, or this person casts a spell that gives this person a bonus to this, right? But there's never a guarantee that that's actually gonna happen. So it's just kind of rough.
Okay. If there's no guarantee, okay, first of all, have that conversation. And if they're like, no, we don't want to help you, then act based on that information. Being a ranged rogue is not going to be, you're not going to be a happy person if after you have that conversation, people aren't helping you. And they might have valid reasons to not help you. Maybe they're like a magus and are not really focused on, you know, tying up their hands and grappling somebody or tripping somebody or whatever. But that's a conversation to have. So I just think it's wrong to make a general statement based on, because to say it's not, you can't count on your party members when you're identifying the problem right there. You need to communicate with your fellow party.
Mauricio and Breitenbach, you guys look around and explore the area, and you both spot a wrapped up bundle of bones and dried skin that looks like it was some sort of small reptilian creature. You find it. Do you do anything with it?
Can I attempt to recall knowledge check?
I was just laughing at the rogue player. When he talked about skin, it looked like he was eating it.
I know what this is.
Okay, what is this about Gary Gygax?
Can I attempt to recall knowledge check to see if I know what this is?
Careful.
Sure.
Ooh, that was close.
I use bardic lore for this one.
Here we go.
Yeah, wait.
You know, some guy in the 80s. He
Some guy
had some
I know.
really cool like flannel shirts or something. He did gas. What a weirdo.
I don't think there is anything more you could have referenced that would have invoked the Wizard of the Coast.
Also, their comments on rogues are solely about their experience playing ranged rogues, from what I'm hearing too, which they haven't. Anyway, a ranged rogue needs teamwork. That's all I kind of need to say, I think. And so you can't attribute a judgment on the whole rogue class based on your experience with a subset of rogues that requires some teamwork that you haven't talked about giving.
Other than you can't say that. No.
Okay, what did I miss?
I don't
Is this a
think
hot
there
wing
is
moment?
anything more you could have referenced that would have invoked the Wizard of the Coast, other than you can't say that. No.
You and I can eat half.
You're gonna like Liddy in the
Together.
Together.
Yes.
Do
Let
it.
me find the biggest one. Then.
From this
The
point
longest
on,
one.
I'm saying.
Oh,
For those that have seen the podcast on Arcane Arcade that Jacob and Spencer are a part of, we did bingos, and one of ours is
Take the talk
one
to
of
your
mine,
friend's
rather,
activity.
is to have 2 members of the cast kiss on camera and get a gift. I think I may have had a stipulation that had to be new people, so I may have failed halfway. But if you guys could like gift that, just plaster it everywhere, so that maybe I can just kind of check that off. That'd be great.
my very first video on my channel, I highlight the rogue can like do sneak attack multiple times per turn, and it's a melee rogue. It's Mauricio. So anyway, if anyone wants to look at my archives, it's my very first video.
Thanks.
So I probably failed a recall knowledge check to identify what this thing might have been. I rolled
What'd
a
you get?
12.
No.
All right. This little bundle of bones. I'll take out my dagger and I'll kind of like
You
open it up.
You open it up, and on the inside of it, there are a few items of value. You find a short sword that has a small emerald in its pommel.
Oh.
It is fine craftsmanship, and the precious gem makes it worth 5 gold pieces. There's also a healing potion in this bundle as well
Very
that restores
nice.
1d8 hit points instantly when consumed.
Very cool.
Useful.
Does anybody desire this fantastic short sword?
Me.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Me.
It's yours, big guy. Whoosh.
Ting, ting,
Unless
ting,
you
ting.
wanted it,
Oh,
Mauricio.
The party divvies up some of the loot that they found, and then they continue forward. After the web-infested cave.
Also, yeah, someone said the rogue hate is not that deep. Main takeaway from this video, a lot of people are fixating on this discussion around the rogue, is they like Pathfinder, or at least Jacob does, and so does obviously the what's his name, the GM of the Eberron campaign. And I'll see at the end if the rest of the group is overall liking it, but I'm sensing that they are. I mean, being able to do one person's comment about being able to do more than one thing on your turn is pretty big deal.
The passageway leading deeper underneath the streets of Otari appears to be mostly natural, but someone or something has worked to open the cavern and level out the floor, making the passage easily travel. A crude barricade made from old wooden planks and part of a barrel blocks the entrance to a side tunnel, while the main passage continues off into the gloom.
I feel like we probably should investigate this barricade, but that's difficult and I'm old, so let's just keep walking this way.
You know, that barricade, I feel like...
People are just ripping off Ezra being old. People need to see Not Another D&D podcast where they run through the beginner box. They have some hilarious interactions there. But yeah, Ezra's character is pretty funny there.
I don't know if it's the writers saying don't go this way or if it's literally just like, hey, there's more to do here. But it definitely feels like don't go this way. So
that is not what the authors intend. They expect you to see the big map with the interesting looking tomb.
we'll just go the freeway.
And we go this way.
All right. Man, I'm so bummed we didn't go through that side passage. I know that it's not it's off the beaten path and it was probably sealed up for a good reason, but I was so curious what was in there. I mean, I can kind of see it on the map. It looks like some kind of tomb.
You see a door. Who goes to the door?
Me.
Oh, that's a 10-foot ledge to get up to the door.
Okay, I climb 5
Okay,
feet and then
roll
I climb
athletics.
another 5 feet.
Roll athletics.
11.
11, you climb up the whole thing. For some reason, it specifies all you need is a DC 10 and you climb up.
You can climb. Okay.
Yeah, it's
You can climb up
the
in
cliff
one
easy.
check,
Oh,
but
okay.
you can't climb down in one
Yeah.
check.
This is like a nitpick. I'm probably not going to put it in my upcoming video, but they changed the rule on the players there with a different cliff, which is probably going to confuse people. But that tells me more that they meant that first one to be more excruciating, to be a teaching moment, and they are like hand-waving it later.
So along the path of the hallway is this cliffside that is about 10 feet up that leads to a door that goes into a room with a bowl of water in it that is dedicated to some god of the ocean, I think. So Emma and Jack and Dieter are all trying to climb up the side and they're all failing their checks and doing a bunch of things to try to get up there. I think Valeros and Breitenbach make their way in there and they do recall knowledge check and they discover it's like a part of this god. It's a whole lot of rolling and a whole lot of nonsense. If you really want to watch every gory detail, you can watch the unedited VOD, which is up on Arcane Arcade right now. But anyways, they do all of that and get a potion of healing out of it. Nice. Then they continue forward where they find a room where kobolds are trying to break into a cage to get to some loot. This large room looks like it was once a storeroom for a building above. At the far side, you can make out what might have been a cage or cell at some point, but it is now full of crates and barrels. 4 lizard-like creatures the size of human children. They are currently trying to pry open the cell. They're like,
Are those some lizard children over there?
And so on the Citadel, we had a chance to talk to the goblins. And I keep looking at this skill diplomacy. I don't know. For some reason, that just rings to me like a Pathfinder skill. I think I'm going to try and use it here. I'm going to walk in.
you get right there. They don't notice you. They are currently trying to get inside this cage.
Kind of like peek my head around and see what this is.
It looks like a door.
Okay, a little GM nitpicking complaint. Maybe I'll go over this in my video, but walking up to a group of goblins and they don't notice the party, like, anyway, especially given that the party probably has a light source, I think the adventure just assumes they don't notice the party, which is something I, as a GM, like to be keep track of.
Like, clang, clang, clang. Ah!
Hello, chums.
They all turn around. And they all run at you like angry Bilbo to kill you.
Lord.
Initiative.
Okay, I don't know if it was a language barrier or if they just hate everyone.
No creature can ever be friendly, can they? Never. I can never walk into a room and be like, what are y'all up to? What are you guys doing?
I thought Pathfinder was supposed to be like cool and woke. Where's my diplomacy with other things? Do we just kill everything in sight and tell them our pronouns as we do it? Ha! They them. Bah!
This is the constant.
I think one criticism I have of the beginner box is, it just goes straight to combat. And the kobolds are very cute in the artwork. And I learned after one experience not to show the artwork of the kobolds to players before starting the combat. And I think it was with younger players. The first edition Pathfinder beginner box actually countenances interactions with the humanoid monsters you find there. And this was a step backward, I thought. Especially given that you kind of need to have a hostile relationship to the kobolds for the rest of this module to work. I recommend people running it to kind of do exactly what Jacob did and just start combat, because otherwise unless you're going to prepare to go really off the beaten path, which you might be, if you want the rest of the adventure to run as intended.
Struggle in Dungeon Delve is, can we have diplomacy? And the pre-written says, no.
You can go first. You're right there.
Oh, boy. You I'll go. Okay, I'm going to attack. 18 plus 7
Yes,
is a
chat agrees with me that they're
A
cute.
25? That hits. It's not a crit, though.
It's only 5.
5 damage. They go.
Wait.
Crit,
It's not a
Crit doing
18
5
plus
damage.
7.
Mathematically impossible in Pathfinder since you double everything unless you did double dice, because he had a +4 flat bonus. Sorry. Let me start over. Is this the rogue? The rogue. Anyway, I think the beginner box should encourage people to do the avoid notice exploration activity if they're a rogue. This should be a sneak attack, folks.
No.
You can go first. You're right there.
Oh, boy. You I'll go. Okay, I'm going to attack. 18 plus 7 is a 25.
A
I don't know
25?
if
That hits.
crits
It's not
or
a crit,
not.
though.
It's only 5.
5 damage. They go, and you run up, you're like, hey, and he goes,
I have one more attack.
All right, just gotta say, 5 damage on a crit. No. Darling, baby, your rogue is critting. The average damage is 22 if I have it right. You'd feel differently about rogues if you had that experience, but you were denied that experience. Alas. And wait, doesn't she have a rapier? So add a d8. So 26.5 average damage. 4d6 plus 8. Yeah, 26.5 damage. Oh, it was not a crit? Oh, okay. Well, anyway, even if it wasn't a crit, it would be... Why did I think it was a crit? It was, it should have been 15 damage here. 2d6 plus 8. 15. Yeah. Still, that would have been
I
given a
can
different
do
impression of a
myself,
rogue.
so.
Big die. Oh. The party then fights the kobolds, and they sweep them up
Oh
pretty
wait, what am I talking about? 11 damage. 11.
easily, especially Valoros. Emma's kind of popping off with Pathfinder, to be honest. Then Pepper sets up a flank for the final hit. The kobolds are defeated. There is a door right there.
Yeah, I was gonna-
Mauricio is...
I blame me having to interact with chat. My obligation as a streamer being distracted.
I've just been writing
in
here 'cause I couldn't
NPC
find
default.
anything.
How do you want to try?
inside
Yeah,
it?
there is a lock. Yes, you can see inside. What looks inside is some crates. Oh, rogue!
We found a locked door, Mauricio.
I embarrassed myself last time being a rogue. I couldn't pick lock a door.
As
Only I
you're
put my
getting into
expertise in
it,
these tools. I throw him on the ground. I failed to sneak. Instantly killed. This is my chance. I already f***ed up a stealth. But you know what? This one.
Do you want to? Do you have thieves' tools,
I sure hope so.
Yeah. I stole
kid?
them.
Duke has to have thieves' tools.
I do.
You can
All
attempt
right.
a thievery check to pick the lock. Thievery. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
What's that? What's that total of?
9.
It's you jam your picks in there and it won't open.
Okay, it's a DC 15 lock probably.
I don't know, man. Maybe rogue's not for me. Maybe it's time to pack it up and move on.
If you fail, you,
make-
make no progress.
People are assuming, just like when Spencer failed a check while climbing, that failure means it's over. But all it means when you're climbing is you make no progress. And here, in the case of picking a lock, you just make no progress. You don't fail forever. And it means that in Pathfinder, you can make repeated rolls, which kind of might feel tedious to some. But anyway, it's more impactful when you're in combat and you're tracking how much time your repeated attempts make.
If you succeed, you achieve 1 success. If you get a critical success, you achieve 2 successes.
That's how locked.
But you need 2 successes. Okay, you made no progress. Okay, so roll again. What'd you get?
If I succeed and I crit, do I get 2 successes?
Yes.
Can I crit on a check that's not like damage?
Yes, you can crit on anything.
24.
24 is not a crit, but you do get 1 success.
Okay.
So you need 1 more success.
All right. He knocked over everything with a nat 1. Okay, I see a question in chat. If you're discovered while stealth, you still have a better initiative roll, are enemies still off guard to you? Yes. Avoiding notice, the fact that you're rolling initiative is all that matters for surprise attack. You might, as far as I'm concerned, you're avoiding notice is one thing. You could just be focused on not making noise. And you might not succeed at hiding behind cover. Okay, or there might not even be cover for you to hide behind. Oh, my dashboard wants me to reload it. Hopefully that didn't disrupt the stream. As far as I'm concerned, yeah, all that matters is that you rolled stealth for initiative. That's a different question from, are you hidden to the enemy? Surprise attack specifically countenances you can be observed by the enemy. I hope that makes it clear.
Oh my god!
Strike! You guys are like, hang on, I almost got the lock. And the wall caves into the boulder. You're like, ah! Oh, no, what'd you roll?
I think I rolled
Natural one.
A natural! Oh, you
Oh.
break your tools. Fixing them requires a crafting to repair them, or else swapping the replacement picks.
I don't think I have one of those.
I ain't got one of those.
I don't
Yeah, I was
know.
gonna say like a crap.
Nobody has that?
No.
You're fucked then.
Okay. I don't know if anyone has a repair kit in the party. I guess they checked. We don't see. We don't have the full stream here, and I don't know if anyone has. Well, if they have shields, I imagine someone has a repair kit, since there's shield block here. I think they might be assuming it takes a long time to repair, but it's actually only a 10-minute activity in Pathfinder.
Picking locks is so complicated in Pathfinder. I appreciate the idea that there's sort of this tension element added to it. Like if you're in the middle of a heist or something and you're picking the lock, like you need to rack up those successes. It's like, oh snap, the guard's coming, or oh, I'm missing out on something. But at the same time, it just kind of gets repetitive and irritating. I don't know.
I think he has a fair point here. I think it can get tedious, these like repeated rolls to climb or to pick locks, at least outside of combat. What I often do is just ask for someone to chuck a bunch of d20s, and if I were in person, I would look at the closest d20 to them, closest to the physical player, and read that as the first one, then go to the second one, and just kind of extrapolate from there.
Hot take for the day, I guess. Valeros, can you use your big brawny muscles to bash down this
Sorry,
door?
my wee hands were
Of course.
kind of crap.
Roll athletics.
Okay. 20, yeah.
Describe how he does it.
And also, the consequence of breaking your pick isn't that big a deal if you have replacement picks, which any serious prepared Pathfinder player will get. They're super cheap. They're like 1 silver each or something. Anyway, it's one of the instances where the consequence isn't that big a deal. It's like tracking ammo, it feels like, where one could just hand wave it. It's not a big deal. It's more important if it's in the middle of combat, I feel.
Because he does it. You succeed.
The first time he tries to use his shoulder and it doesn't work. And so this time he's like,
You chest bump.
yeah.
Yeah. You chest bump the cage door and you go like this and it breaks open and pieces of your picklocks come out of it. And the door is now open.
Whew. That's a big boy.
So the party gets some gold and a +1 short sword that they give to Valeros, and then they keep moving on into the
Wait, they gave a +1 short sword to Valeros? That should go to the rogue. Unless they want... Yeah, it should kind of go to the rogue. Unless they really want their fighter to be more accurate.
This short hallway has smooth walls of worked stone with a door at either end. Though the
It
door
does
at the
less
far
damage
end is
than
closed, the floor
Islam's
is
sword.
tiled with large square stone tiles.
Could I do it before? I know we're filing in, but can I do like some kind of check to see if there's a trap here?
Everybody roll a perception check.
5.
9.
12.
13.
17.
You don't see anything.
Okay. Then we do this.
Okay, you step there and then the floor goes kunk.
Are you for real?
Yeah, I had a feeling for the first hallway, really.
Ooh.
Okay, tiny rules thing. And again, I'm very happy they did this, and they're going to probably play Pathfinder more. But he kind of gave everyone a perception check, which normally you ask what people are focusing on outside of while you're in exploration mode. The rogue will often be avoiding notice and would not have a perception check unless they have a feat that lets them do both at the same time. Because you have some other characters that are focusing on observing. It's kind of gamey. It is gamey, but it creates some interesting decisions outside of combat, which some people might like. But that is how, because Jacob does say he's trying to run the rules strictly, that is what you're supposed to do. But I don't think the beginner box really lays that out for the GM in the book also. So I think I blame it on the beginner box, actually.
Ooh. Trap.
You know, right before we went in there, she did say this room might be trapped. And, we were like, let's just keep going. You silly rogue. There's never traps in these rooms.
I knew it. I didn't know it was going to be rocks from above me, but I did think the floor was going to fall out from under me. It just felt like a pit trap. It's the first true hallway we've been given. It just reeked of a trap.
You two are
He has
fine
good,
as you watch your friends
instincts.
are pelted by stones, falling rocks. I have to roll a strike for each of you. First one is Mauricio, 25.
Yes.
Good
Is it a
golly.
crit?
No.
3 bludgeoning
I
damage.
take 3.
Ezrin, that is a natural 1.
Oh.
The rock just
Oh.
it shatters and breaks before it even attacks you.
Oh.
Then Breitenbach, 12.
Nope.
You dodge right out of the way.
Oh, good for watch out. Those are some bad
So
rolls.
tiny, you can dodge all of them.
Into the next room. The door to this chamber silently glides open to reveal a long room. 2 stone statues of priests stand in the corners along one side of the room, facing a towering statue of a man holding out both of his hands, palms up. In front of the statue is a stone altar holding 9 golden coins. A voice booms out from the statue. I judge the value of all wealth, raising up whichever is greater. One of these coins is a deception. Find it using only 2 judgments and receive my blessing.
Can I
You can roll
attempt a recall knowledge check?
Yes, anyone
to see
can
who
roll
this
a-
is?
Okay, I saw far enough last time where I know they don't come upon the correct way to deal with this puzzle. Oh my god, I think I missed the last 15 minutes. So, I've not seen the last 15 minutes, I think. Anyway, I know that in advance, just so you know.
Religion check, but you, being a bard, can roll your bardic knowledge.
This
All
is
of
not
you,
my
except
It is
for
a cool
Valeros,
puzzle, I think.
know that the statue depicts Abadar, the god of wealth and civilization.
I think the beginner
Money
box.
God.
Okay,
I think the instructions let the GM let the players do a knowledge check here, also, which is a fair way to run it too.
so we have to debunk capitalism here. I can do that. Well, let me take one coin out, leave that one alone, and we can put 8 on one side, 8 on one side.
No, that's not how this works.
Do we have to put all
I don't think
8?
that's how it
Do we have
works.
to put all 9 coins?
We
just have to identify
We have
which
to
is the fake
determine
one.
which one is fake.
Yeah, but we don't have to use all 9 coins. That wasn't part of the riddle.
Are you asking
Wait.
the statue?
Well, I'm asking the DM.
Either
No.
way.
So we can only make.
I'm the GM!
Oh, take a wing.
Emma still
wizard
hasn't, by
check,
the way.
I was like, give
That's
me
all
the
I'm
4
saying.
too, but I have one right
Emma's
here.
good at this.
I know too little about the other game.
If I have
that
just
I-
questions to ask, they can't get me.
The statue said, "In my hands I judge the value of all wealth, raising up whichever is greater. One of these coins is a deception. Find it using only 2 judgments and
we
receive
have
my
to take
blessing."
them
the
out.
idea, I think, is that if they're all the same coin, if we put the fake one in his hand with a real one, the real one he will hold up, and the spot or are they all the same coin?
This is way beyond Valeros or Emma. I have no idea how to solve this. I completely misunderstood it at first. I'm gonna leave it to everyone else.
There are 9 coins
Yes,
on...
but are they all the same coin? Like,
Yes.
are they all like a gold piece?
You look
or
over
whatever?
and you look at them, they all look identical.
Okay, great. So I guess the idea is that he won't lift up whichever one is.
I'm
blocking
assuming
one
that
of
the
the
fake
players
one
with my
weighs
head.
less than the
Sorry.
other ones.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Leave one out. If
agree.
we do half and half and he's perfectly balanced, then the one out is the
I
fake
agree.
one.
Oh, I see what
Yeah.
you're saying.
But we
Yeah.
can only do it twice.
Twice, right? So then we have to decide between
But-
which other 4 are in there.
The way Dieter does it is perfect because he'll determine exactly which one. Dieter has a plan. I think it's a really solid plan. It's all about percentages. We'll get it to the lowest we can, and then we'll
Original
execute.
place.
All right, pick one.
Go on.
I am the hands. You have 9 coins. What do you do?
We take
We
one
take
out.
one out.
Okay, which one do you take?
The
We're gonna
Oh,
number
there's
them.
9. Okay,
The
hang
7.
on.
1, 2, 3,
there's-
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're not in his hands.
Okay, they're not in his hands. Okay, so I'll take out, like I said, just the 7th one or whatever, just a
Okay.
random one, and then I'll
You take the
divide the
7th
other
coin.
coins out
Yeah. Okay.
evenly. So then, 4 on one hand, 4 on the other hand.
Okay, so
1 through 4.
Yeah.
1 through 4 on this hand.
6, 8, 9.
8,
Yeah.
9.
Give it
5,
thumbs
6,
up,
8,
folks.
9 in this
Yeah.
one.
Yes.
If you haven't yet.
Okay. So 1 through 4 is fake. So let's
So
take
You
out
take
1
the
through
coins
4.
and the hands are
I,
set.
Yeah.
I took out the other one then.
Okay. so now there's 1, 2,
Maybe
3,
I should be in the
4.
empty
Yeah.
seat.
One of
Someone
those
says
is
in
the
chat.
bad one.
How-
We only have one more shot.
I did
How are
something
we
like
doing
this
that
for
then?
Slay the Spire.
Do they look different in any way?
I think they look identical. Is the thing. This is pretty neat. I dig that this is a pretty simple concept, even though I didn't really understand what Dieter was going for. But he was smart, and I'm dumb. So don't let me solve this thing.
Can I hold them and see if any of them feel different?
You hold them and look at them and inspect them. They do not feel any different.
What about detect magic?
I was
I was
just
gonna
about to
say
That's
that.
good.
That is a
Like
good
that.
idea.
Magic.
You use the cantrip detect magic, and none of them seem magical.
One of them's actually a chocolate coin.
You could get it to 50-50 at least.
We can get to 50-50.
Yeah, and then we just don't get the blessing.
Yeah, but what if something awful happens?
I don't think it will. This seems.
Honestly,
Abadar's
I don't
a
know
fair
why
god.
I thought this was the way to open a door. I was like,
No,
I don't
thought
think
it
it
was
is.
too-
I think this is an
This is
optional
just a
puzzle.
little
But, I mean, we
mini-game?
could just.
It's a fun little
I
puzzle.
think this is an optional little puzzle.
I think there is a way to do it, but if we wanted to just do the 50-50 and get things moving, we could
Let's
just do that.
sure. Let's do it. So we'll do 1,
So,
2, 3,
3,
4.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
I want to be a
Let's put-
player.
Okay. So
Next
1
table
and
and
2.
I know the
Between
answer.
1 and 2 are the fake ones.
Just stay
Bad thing
quiet.
about loopholes is they can work the other way around. We don't have time. Let's just guess.
So it's 1 or 2.
1 or 2.
flip a
Yeah.
coin.
Literally.
Heads
We
is
could.
1, tails is 2. Or roll a d4. Here.
All right. Evens is 2.
4, so 2.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 is a fake one.
2 is the fake one.
We say 2 is fake.
I rolled a random number and it was 2.
Hey!
You
Flawless
succeed.
logic.
Yeah.
The real coins fall to the floor, and you can take them as treasure. Each is worth 1. while the fake coin turns to lead.
We should have tasted them.
You bit him like a cowboy.
This door, you watch as it slings open.
Secret door. Secret door.
I told you, Dieter knows what's up. You guys can go in the comments and tell him that. Just say that you want him in all the games. That'd be great. That'd be really cool. Just like a big, like the top one. We'll force Jacob to pin it. Dieter back. That's what I want.
This small chamber contains an old wooden chest emblazoned with the symbol of a key. Behind the chest is a massive contraption of gears and pulleys that looks like the inner workings of some unseen device. I tried so hard to understand how that drawing depicts that. I
Jacob
do
is
not understand
Jacob is
what this
so right
drawing
about
is
this.
or how it works.
It's like one of those. It's you know how
Like when you look at it, it's just like this box with like some kind of wheel attached to it, and it's supposed to be attached to the wall and be connected somehow to setting triggering a trap, setting up a trap at the next room, but that picture makes no sense.
in Sea of Thieves for the anchor.
Oh yeah.
It's that thing, but flipped so it's this way.
Oh,
on a box.
yeah, okay. How is that a chest?
Well, you said
think-
it's levers to like do something, right?
An old wooden chest emblazoned with the symbol of a key.
But I think that's supposed to
No,
be the
that's
contraption.
those are
Yeah.
two separate things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, where the is the chest then?
I don't know.
I don't
just
know.
not drawn
It's
on
just
the
not
map.
In
there.
the
All right.
room.
Yeah.
That's the contraption, and there's a chest in front of it. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it. Why did they make it look like that? I can't. I have to be able to visualize it. I need to be able to visualize it.
Man, everyone's getting really hung up on this chest thing. I don't know. Yeah, it kind of looks weird. I don't quite get it either. But can we just keep playing the game, please?
Also, there is what looks like tiny holes in the wall right here, and you can see into this next room. Tiny shafts of light from the wall on the room allow you guys
One of my complaints GMing this is why would the Cobalt have light in that room? Anyway, just registering my complaint
to peek into that area.
Oh, we get
because they have dark vision.
a sneak peek.
Do you want to peek in there?
Yeah.
Yes.
You peek your little eye
Take a
on there.
peek.
You see on the far side of this area are kobolds. You hear fragments of a quiet conversation between a few other kobolds, talking about the boss's new pet and the plans for the town above.
Oh no.
Brightenbach will open the chest.
The unlocked chest contains the blessing of Abadar. Inside is a pile of coins, a rolled up piece of parchment, and a small glass box containing a single emerald.
Oh, I know which one's most enticing to me. I'll take that little piece of paper.
I don't know if there's anything about this, but it just tells me
All right, I've not seen beyond this point.
I can tell you this. It is a scroll of Force Barrage. A
Oh,
wizard can use this scroll to cast the spell Force Barrage without expending a spell slot.
that's for you, Ezra.
you.
Force Barrage, or
Force
as it's
Barrage.
known in some lesser games.
Yeah.
Everyone knows, so I won't say it.
Everyone knows, so I won't say it.
Exactly. And also, if you examine the chest,
298.
298.
do you
Sure.
examine the chest?
I love examining.
You notice a lever protruding from the back of it.
Oh, well, I can only
Roll a
begin,
crafting
right?
check.
Yeah,
A
like,
crafting check.
Oh, dang.
Oh, I'm not great at crafting checks.
You critique the memory of the
13.
lever.
Yeah, you don't know
Wait,
what this lever does.
What does this lever
Can I
do?
do it?
Yeah.
Roll crafting.
Okay, technically that's probably recall knowledge. That's a secret roll, but you know, I think a GM rolling them, letting people roll them openly is not a big deal at all.
18.
Whoa! You
Sometimes I let people roll openly in my games, actually.
realize that this mechanism controls a trap hidden in the next room that you guys are looking into.
You can activate.
Oh my God,
the
we can
kobolds.
get the kobold.
This is actually a pretty great bonus for an optional kind of thing. Just, hey, you get information in the other room, you get to trigger a trap.
If you solve
Yeah, it's a cool setup. And a nice way to reward skills.
this optional puzzle, not only do you get some treasure, but you also get a little bit of an edge up on your competition in the next room. That's cool. That's very good design. Good job, Paizo.
The only thing I would probably just say is, hey, writers, make things a little bit less complicated. All I needed to know was that there was a chest and a lever in there. That's it. You don't need a whole 2 paragraphs to explain this.
Regardless of what it looks like, Valeros activates the trap.
We could like antagonize the kobolds.
Mm.
Have them
want
try
them to
and
run over
scurry
you.
out.
That's
and
a good
then
idea.
that could trigger the trap. And if they do, they're not going to think about the door that was
Well, I think
locked and could never be opened.
What about this like set of gears or whatever?
Yeah, this
What's that?
Does that manipulate the trap?
Yeah, that
This is cool. I'm just thinking about how the beginner box, makes all the players concoct a plan. It's just a good adventure idea.
Yes. Do you see what I'm saying? No, that's why I'm confused about
For teaching RPGs.
this is. There's a chest that has a lever that controls the gears.
Yeah.
But where's the chest and where is the control? I don't know what this is, but that's what it is.
Oh no, you're right. That's the chest.
The
with
chest is a
lever.
part of it.
Yeah.
I don't get
It's so funny to see him complaining. And apparently someone in the chat says this is fixed in the Foundry module for Foundry Virtual Tabletop, which has a premium version of this, a premium adventure that you pay for. English. You get the digital version of Beginner Box within Foundry.
it. I don't know what they're trying to depict here,
Huh.
but
strange.
we understand what's happening.
Yeah.
Where are they exactly in the room?
And then there's one more in there that you currently can't see, but it's that one, and he's right here.
Can't see him, but he's right there.
So, I thought of this trap as like, you know, in Breath of the Wild, you go into those rooms, you can spin it, and you got to get the ball to go through. I thought that's what this was gonna be. It wasn't. It wasn't as cool as I thought it was gonna be. It was just some spears in a wall. I thought I was gonna get to do a little puzzle.
So the party enacts their plan. They're all going to stealth and hide, and then Mauriciel is going to make her way in and attack them, get their attention. Let's see if our rogue can finally get a sneak attack. The door opens with a creak, revealing a massive chamber that looks like an audio.
I'm wondering if they're going to forget about the surprise attack class feature, because she definitely should be able to get a sneak attack off.
On the far side, a broad set of stairs lead up to where a throne might once have been. Pillars support the high ceiling, and the ruined tatters of once decorative banners still hang from them. A decorative tile pattern centered in the middle of the room shows the grim coating on the floor. As soon as the door opens, it creaks, and the kobolds turn and go, and they go and do attack you again. Everybody roll initiative. Yeah, unfortunately, Mauriciel is not hidden because the book described that anybody who enters the room is automatically seen by the kobolds.
Initiative.
Perception
Yeah, the book shouldn't have said that.
checks. Sorry,
Damn.
stealth checks. For everybody except you!
That's
Damn.
crazy.
All right, you're first, Mauriciel.
Okay, they've already seen me.
Wait, he's not letting the rogue roll stealth? I guess I'm wondering if he's making that decision because she's visible. But again, like what I said earlier, you can you're trying to just not be noticed. That's a different thing from whether you actually are seen. You know, you're focused on an activity. That's all that I think is required, and I think that is what the rule is for you to roll stealth for initiative.
And then I'll go over here and go, ooh, and then hide.
Hide?
Yeah, there.
Yep.
I'll kind of crouch down.
All right, you hide.
It's probably good anyway that she doesn't run into the room if people know the adventure.
The kobolds are next, 5 feet right there. This one goes 5 feet right there, and they activate the trap that's there. Spears shoot from the western wall, attacking the kobolds. That's a 16 to hit the kobold. It hits. Kobold takes. He dies.
Hey!
That one he goes, yeah, and then gets hit by a spear. He's like, no, the trap! And then the other one goes for the other one. It hits it. Also dead. They both die, and then that one's like, oh, oh.
Man's dungeon.
Great. That's exactly what I wanted. Everything's going perfectly according to plan.
Hell yeah. That's how it should be.
That's the best case scenario, honestly. Like, amazing. This is the first time I've ever had a plan go correct. I love Pathfinder.
You GMs out there, you go into your dungeons and design stuff like that, because that's fun. That's fun. There's nothing more fun as a player than being like, oh, I did this thing and now I could do this, and it's cool. Make stuff like that happen.
2 of the kobolds are instantly killed by the trap, which makes me feel a little bit better about this trap being really lame. But this third kobold is evasive.
Okay, so this final battle is not nearly as epic as our previous episodes of Dungeon Delve. Instead, it's 5 adventurers trying to kill 1 kobold who can like throw traps on the ground. But hey, this is our chance for our rogue to shine. Pepper goes in with all of these actions to kill the kobold.
Okay, I'll sneak, spin through 4 actions to move, and then fail my attack because I didn't have actually sneak on my first attack. That sounds good.
Yeah, Mauriciel just wastes 2 of her turns. because you didn't succeed the first check, and you got a action economy with the moving, and oh my god.
Then I am gonna.
I mean, I don't know. Jack, Spencer, and Jacob have played enough Pathfinder. They have to know about flanking, but maybe they just haven't connected the flanking trigger off guard trigger sneak attack connection. Maybe because of their 5e experience, I suppose.
Cast Phantom Pain on him with my remaining 2 actions.
You can't even say my name! The battle goes on, and the party struggles to fight a single kobold, but eventually they are able to corner the kobold and bring it to an end.
And I'll use all 3, right?
Yeah, do you have to roll to hit?
Nope. It just does damage.
Is it a...
Wow, Emma, that's just like that one spell.
Yep.
Yeah.
Magic missile.
You have to eat a wing! You have to eat one!
You said it to me like I would know what that spell is.
I'll have
I got a brick to
blue
rocks.
wings.
Yeah, I've got a brick of bread.
I'm
Can
worried
you
that I'm not
pass
going to
it
be
when you're done.
loose and it's never going to
Emma,
I
no.
want to eat one.
Emma, say something.
Emma, you,
Oh,
but,
wow.
you have
Say
to,
something. It's
you
yours.
have to invoke the Wizard of the Coast.
The other
Okay.
game.
Oh, I'm gonna dash on my turn.
You can't do that. That's
Oh my
D&D.
god.
No, take a wing.
How do you kill the
Yes,
kobolds?
they're
Yummy.
slimy.
It's like Swiss
I want to get a
cheese.
wing.
It's got holes in it.
Oh, he's just like, oh, I'm not supposed to have holes right here in my brain.
Yeah.
After defeating the kobolds, you guys can examine the fallen foes. On their bodies is an eggshell necklace, a leather armor, short spear, spear 3. That's just because there's 3 spears. Spike trap 3. That means they have 3 spike traps. And there's also
I see the guitar guy next comment. The front page of the pre-gen says, sneak to do extra damage to your foes. Yeah, that might mislead people.
spike traps on the ground. And then the kobold trapmaster is wearing a special necklace, a simple copper chain, and a cracked piece of a large eggshell. The shell is ivory in color, and it has strange green veins running through it. This
Ew.
piece is about 3 inches across. But the egg it came from must have been at least 2 feet wide. Even if the heroes take this piece back to town, no one can identify what sort of creature would lay a massive egg. Although Tamily speculates that it might have come from a giant turtle or another reptile. The heroes have a chance to
We're
learn
gonna
more
find
about
a
this strange
turtle.
egg later down the dungeon, but unfortunately we don't have time to do that.
We're gonna
If
find
you
a
head
turtle.
back, you report to Tamily about the scaly blah blah blah, blah. She's like, you know what? That's pretty okay. You get a potion of healing, and but if you
have
kill
it.
everything down there, then you'll get 10 HP.
Chicken's just
But you don't have
wrapping
to do
this
that
up.
When you-
because that is the end, and this is
I was like, what is going on?
we're done.
Are they gonna do the more? I don't know.
I can't believe all
It's Arcane Arcade. They've streamed like 30 sessions of Eberron using Pathfinder. I have to think they're gonna do part 2.
of this is her basement.
Yeah.
Like you were like,
No.
there's something in my
assuming-
basement.
She's like, I didn't know my basement was that big.
I know.
This is her basement.
Yeah, I
and
think
then it
that-
broke into it to eat her fish.
Oh.
They tunneled in the kobolds.
Like
Yeah.
that's the singular basement.
So where
and
did
then
all
it
this
broke
come
into
from?
something?
It's
been here.
It's been here forever and ever and
It's the
ever.
Like
Sunless
the-
Citadel.
The opium.
No, we're done.
Aww.
I think we should all eat one.
And my experience is running with beginner box. It's always been like 2 sessions, like 9 hours, 8 hours.
We ended
Could you-
and for
yeah.
funsies.
We played Pathfinder 2e.
Thanks.
And we all definitely didn't reference Dungeons and Dragons at all. Emma's eating 2 because that's insane.
Me too.
We now invoke the Wizard of the Coast to play Pathfinder again one day. See, that's what I do when I play with my kid. I go, good ice cream, Marcy.
I go, rah, rah, rah.
I'm like, get it out! It's terrible, it's terrible.
I'm so sorry.
But can we play again?
Oh no. Oh, Spencer.
She's like,
Will we meet next week?
It's okay.
ow, this hurts.
There's a lot more crunch. The amount of times we had to roll for an athletics thing or something like that, I don't like that. I do like the action economy. I do like the fact that everything just gives you, hey, this takes 2 actions, hey, this takes 3 actions, and you could just mix and match.
Pathfinder fun. I like Pathfinder. I like it enough that I'm running a whole game of it. Shameless plug. Arcane Arcade, City of Towers.
I thought we were gonna mess up a little bit more than we did. That's why I said we should choose a less hot sauce. If I knew we weren't gonna mess up that much, we would have done like the last dab or something.
I think I really enjoy Pathfinder. I knew I kind of would anyway. I'm tangentially aware of it because of the kind of work we do with Eberron, City of Towers, and I really enjoyed it.
Emma is the best at playing
I'm glad he likes it. I mean, I think they all like it, my guess, and I'm sure they're going to read the comments about the rogue. I'm guessing they're going to go to the second floor of the dungeon. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Pathfinder and knowing the rules of Pathfinder.
I still didn't eat.
Emma is the best at playing Pathfinder and knowing the rules of Pathfinder.
I still didn't eat a freaking wing. And when I did, it was on my terms. What did I say?
The action system I really, really like. All the other things I feel like I just have to get used to it.
I do think sneak attack and stuff being conditional on information that's not known is kind of
I think Pathfinder is really cool. I forgot most of the time I was first level. Like, there's so many
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm thinking thoughts and trying to listen at the same time.
the kind of work we do with Eberron.
So,
terms.
okay.
What did I say?
I'm forgetting names.
I do think sneak.
But this guy didn't like the athletics check. I think the probably he thought the lock picking and the climbing was tedious. I don't know what athletics checks they were making except barging down the door. That's it. But he may have just didn't like the experiences with the skills system. But anyway, if a group doesn't like those things, you can kind of just run it more simply, I guess.
Action system I really, really like.
And everyone's liking the 3 action system.
All the other things I feel like I just have to get used to it.
I do think sneak attack and stuff being conditional on information that's not known is kind of
I think
Okay, yeah, he had a bad experience having his secret role be revealed to him that he could not get sneak attack on something. So, I mean, it's understandable. But if he were to get the how to play a melee rogue right, he might have a different opinion
Pathfinder is really cool. I
about secret checks.
forgot most of the time I was first level. Like, there's so many things I can do. I feel really cool. I really these pre-written characters, they're pretty cool. They're pretty fun.
If you're looking for
Yeah, level 1 characters, you have more things you can do. You have more actions on your turn, and you have more variety. And this is with the beginner box. This is going to be one of my criticisms of the beginner box. Just needs... And this was first said, actually, by the Dungeon Dudes, which they have a really good review of the beginner box of this product. There's quite a few things that you can do with your skill actions that are not really explained in the beginner box. So there's even more.
a system that really lets you
and more
customize
HP,
a character and to play with rules that I guess are a little more intensive, play Pathfinder. As long as you guys are having fun, that's all that really matters.
You know what? I think everybody had a good time. These experiments
Yay.
constantly backfire on my own self. I really need to do something about this. Yeah, whatever. My friends are turning everything against me because I forced them to be lab rats and to play Pathfinder. I think overall, genuinely, I love Pathfinder. It's really interesting how D&D will constantly be like, figure it out when it comes down to like nitty gritty stuff like this. But I really like that Pathfinder takes the choice to like flesh all of it out and even allow for really funny scenarios to happen. I like that you can critically succeed or fail pretty much anything. And they didn't even really level up the entire game, and they're very formidable for being level 1. At the very least, I hope that this video showed you a little bit of the intricacies of that system. There's a lot of really cool and neat ideas and fun ways that you can play a game like Pathfinder, where you don't have to follow the rules 100% of the time. And with my experience with the Pathfinder community, I think that needs to be said a little more often. I constantly encounter people who play Pathfinder who are very
the rules
strict
corrections
on the rules.
Oh no, is he gonna hate me for this video? I just expected some people would want me to give rules corrections, but I hope he understands my actual attitude.
You cannot change from them, because otherwise you unbalance and break the entire thing.
Anyway, I did a video about the top 10 mistakes D&D players make when they migrate to Pathfinder, and I think it's number 16 or 17, where I say, don't adhere to the rules super strictly. You don't see them as these inviolable things. Or you cannot do something because you don't have a feat for it. Don't think that way. Anyway, he should see my video, by the way. Hey, he should react to my video since I'm reacting to his video.
I disagree. I think the system is really good when you kind of pick and choose the rules that you want to use. I think you guys should go try Pathfinder. I know, stopping your campaign to stop and play something else, whatever. You can always get the beginner box and play something pretty easy with pre-made characters that you could do in a night, like we did, or a morning. Anyways, experiment successful. It's really easy to learn Pathfinder after you've played D&D for a really long time. That's this episode of Dungeon Delve. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate the support for these videos. We have a lot of fun making them. They are a ton of work, but we love doing it. Big thanks to Skylar, the ADHDM, for helping me edit this video. Big shout out to Gabe for making the thumbnail.
And in the end, that was Jacob telling his audience, like, you know, don't get hung up on these rules and mistakes, like, which is kind of part of the why some people don't try Pathfinder. They think that it's they think that you break the game if you don't get every rule right, but that's not true. What he's saying is right.
Oh, it looks amazing. To everybody watching this and to all of my players, thank you guys so much for interacting and hanging out with this video. Let me know what you want to see again in the future. I would like to take suggestions. What do you guys think? Maybe we'll do more Pathfinder. I don't know. That'd be fun. I like Pathfinder. Go play Pathfinder. Okay, bye.
All right, that's his invitation, folks, to ask him to do more Pathfinder. That would be awesome. I don't know if he's gonna do an edited version of the second part. I imagine they're gonna do the second part on Arcane Arcade, which everyone should subscribe to, so you can get notified of the live stream. I'm imagining. But I don't expect another edited video, because second in a series kind of by itself means less performance. But yeah, I was very happy to see that, and as I expected, they all seemed to like the system. It's just one person didn't like the rogue. That was it. And the cleric player, you know, thought maybe the skills were annoying. But overall, positive impressions. Level 1 feels like you can do more things. You're more beefy. You have more hit points, as people said. You have the 3-action economy. They didn't mention it in the wrap-up, but the 4 degrees of success, I don't think they did, but Jacob did. It makes for a lot of cool moments. So I'm looking at chat now. I don't have much else to say. Wow, 250 people throughout this whole stream. That's awesome, you guys. Oh, I'm gonna put more what's my background music here? Okay. All right. So yeah, do people know, I'm asking chat, do people know who follow his channel if they're gonna, or Arcane Arcade, if they're going to do, it's probably going to be in the comments of their VOD. They're probably going to say whether they're going to continue. But I want to know what day of the week that might be. Okay. Judge Judy. It's so funny, and I'm a lawyer. You put Judge Judy on the screen. Okay. All right. Well, with no questions directed at, I'll leave 1 minute for any question to me. I see people are talking to each other. But thank you for watching. If you go, I imagine this video will come out pretty soon. I'm gonna make a video just kind of summing up the main purpose of it. I think I'll reference XP to level 3, but the main purpose of it is just some things to improve on the beginner box. So subscribe to my channel if you want to get notified of that. I think in order to benefit from the extra attention that this video is getting right now, I'm probably going to release that before this other video that's been on my Patreon, which you can watch, which people have been able to watch for a month and a half now that I haven't released yet, that keeps getting postponed, where I give a final exam of Pathfinder and give you a test and see if you get certain rules right that I got wrong. That's on my Patreon. You're welcome, Dunkbot. So, what will my video cover? I think I said that. Maybe you typed that before I said it. But yeah, its focus will be on problems I think exist in the beginner box, which I still think is a great introduction. It's my top recommendation, but some things that people should keep in mind when running it, and some things that I think are lacking. I think there should be hero points in the beginner box. Some other things too. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, everyone check out the Eberron stream. You get to see, I believe, Jacob's actual first experiences with Pathfinder in the Eberron stream, which was a joy to watch. I watched several episodes. I might put it on, in fact, in the background as I drive and do stuff. But yeah, you're welcome. I enjoyed doing this, and that's it. I will see you all next time. Goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen. Bis bald.